factor for them. I really believe this guy is a solid AWP player. They are the top 3 team in the world. And they're definitely one of the main contenders to win the whole thing.
Quarterfinal number 2 on the cards here at IEM Katowice. We are live from the spectacular SPO deck and ready for more action to be ensuing. We see on our screens FaZe entering the arena, making their stage debut for the first time here and taking on the likes of Gambit. Of course, the champions looking at last year, 2021, but under very different circumstances, Blair. We say about the stage, the pressure of LAN, the pressure of the crowd as well. They're really going to have to be stepping it up if they hope to be taking the title yet again here. Of course, do you have kxgo as well joining me up here on the desk? Gentlemen, excited to get into this one?
Well, I saw Justin right now walking in, and my day is already better. He's already smiling. He's in the arena after 2019. That's the last time he played here in the arena as well. We were in the same team back then, but today he's stepping in again. Sadly for Rain, he's not going to be joining us, but good to see Justin, getting another chance to help FaZe getting to the semis.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very two different storylines coming into this for these two teams. Or Gambit, as you mentioned, kind of defending champions, albeit they want to do it on LAN this time. And the last time they played on LAN in a big crowd was a PGL Major, where they found that it's not as easy as it is sitting at home or even in the studio. But they've been tested now, and they look like a dangerous animal.
That was a quarterfinal in that Cologne event,
yes.
And that was they played 2 games from the rooms and 2 games in the studio. That game was a studio one, and they lost in the I guess the very weaker phase, I guess, than today's one. Well, counting Rain as well, I guess.
Yeah.
But, Gambit was a better team back then than it was today. I think they're in a better form.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of even things out a little bit, considering all the facts included in the today's game.
Yeah, I do want to talk about the storylines a little bit, just kind of looking back upon fonder days when we were back in Cologne, obviously. Not under the same circumstances here, of course. Now they have the crowd to contend with. But just some of the differences that we've seen between these two teams. Obviously, some roster changes on the side of FaZe. Not so much for Gambit, though. Of course, kxgo, you were saying you feel like they're one of the best performers of that online era.
Well, definitely. I mean, they showed, ever since they were Gambit youngsters, they kind of ascended their way into the Tier 1 CS. They won the last year's Katowice. They've already been tested a couple of times since then. And people kind of were doubting them on LAN, environment. They kind of were on and off, but I think overall for me, they proved they can compete with the best they can. The major was top 4. They won the V4 event. They were playing all right in the IEM Winter. That was the end of the season. Very long season for them. Coming in here, defending the title. They started off slow against NIP nonetheless, but they keep ascending from the very first match, and now they're beating Vitality, Copenhagen Flames, and then managing to getting into the quarterfinals. Now they're on their way, in a really good position to win the whole thing.
Yeah, they're in a good position, but also there is the caveat that, NIP, we know the problems they're having. Vitality, again, new lineup, new coach. Strong lineup, but still a new lineup, right? But for Gambit, I think they're one team who have kind of consolidated the pieces they have. They haven't made any changes. They're looking good. And for me, the performance from Axel coming to this event has been it's not just impactful, just incredible. And if he's able to maintain that level and Shiro chipping in as a star AWP player, they're a team to be very worried about.
So funny to say, Shiro chipping in. And for me, he's one of the top players, right?
Yeah.
Top 3 in the world right now. And, well, top 4, top 3, what do you say?
The same thing.
The thing is, right now with them, jackz, like you mentioned, he's the mechanically most precise player right now. I think if you watched his demos, there's a lot of things you can learn, a lot of grenades, a lot of setups, everything that you can possibly learn, you can watch from this guy, right? And then obviously Shiro on the top tier offer. I think they have a solid core right now, led by one of the best IGLs in CS at the moment, Nefani, like we saw him before on the video. So all in all, really good position.
I like this talk about Axel as well, because we were discussing it earlier, Blair, just coming into the playoffs, the top players performing statistically wise coming into this tournament. Interestingly, no AWPers in the top 3. Axel taking that number 3 spot.
Yeah, number 3 spot. I mean, I think he's trailing Niko at the very top with a ridiculous inhuman 1.5 rating. But yeah, Axel has been incredible, because whenever we've seen this Gambit team play and win events, win tournaments, win big matches, it's been Shiro stepping up, and Axel, I feel he's been hit or miss. When he delivers, he's insane, right? But I wanted to see him deliver at a high level with the sort of consistency we want to see from him. And he's done it this time. 1.34 over the course of 10 maps. It's nothing to scoff at.
This is still his first LAN year, you can consider. Like, he has been in that old Gambit lineup, if you remember, when like the things were ending for the champion, the major champions there, but then he was transferred to Gambit youngsters, and then he fought his way back into the main roster, and he's just proving himself as one of the best players right now. But it's still his first LAN year. The LANs are coming back. LAN events like this are coming back, and he needs to prove himself a lot. But so far, he's been doing a great job.
And I think that's the really interesting question, and something that we had a chance to discuss before coming on Airside and with you as well, Blair. The fact that I feel like Gambit is still sort of hungry to prove that they can do it on LAN. We were saying, you know, one of the best performers in the online era, undoubtedly, but coming into the stage at the major as well, not the same super solid Gambit that we know and love. So I feel like this year's kind of the proving ground for them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look, if anyone's still calling them onliners, you don't know anything about Counter-Strike. they know how to play CS. You look at the way they're approaching it, it's great. And I'm kind of happy for them that they had the first taste of actual arena Counter-Strike at the major. They felt it's not the same, you know, as playing in the studio. They know the nerves can be a factor. I remember famously, I think it was Nafani who mentioned in interviews, like, I don't feel any nerves. And Hobbit's like, I don't agree with that, right? But they're ready right now. They've tasted how it can be nervous. It can be, you know, high-pressure situation in front of a crowd who may not necessarily be supporting you. I feel they're ready this time.
Also, we speak about their form right now. You know, the competition is much tougher these days, right? You have G2, rejuvenated G2 right now with Monesty performing like this. We have Navi, obviously, Vitality, okay, never mind. Never mind there.
All right. They're not even here.
I mean, we have to take a shot at here.
All right.
The thing is, like, the competition is much stronger these days, and, you know, you have to keep a high form in order to compete with all these teams and stay on the top.
Absolutely. And I think it's a great chance for them to kind of like make this impact because as kazhat said, yes, you have a lot of new dangerous teams coming in, but quite a few of them have had those roster changes. They haven't been tested too much. So this is a great chance for Gambit to show that they're here to win championships.
And we speak about impact. I want to take a look at the clutch factor coming into this particular series. We're looking at the top two players coming into it in terms of those clutches. And it's two players that are going to be gracing the screen here. And interestingly, the two AWPers from both sides of the equation.
Which is kind of nuts as well. The two highest you know, clutches in the tournament, Shiro and Brokey. I know we're talking a lot about Shiro, man, but Brokey, holy hell, has he come alive this tournament?
The thing is, like with Shiro, like that's something you could expect from Gambit. He loves his clutches. You know, we love these Shiro rounds. You remember those? He's always in a position to close out the round. He's one of what he needs to do in any situation, like towards like the last seconds of the round. But Brokey, yeah, definitely he came alive this event. And that's what FaZe needs, right? They need their core players to step up. Of course, Rain will not be here. Carrigan is, you know, the IGL, but they need Twist, Robs, and Brokey to step up, you know, and deliver. And he has been delivering on all cylinders throughout this.
I mean, the fact is, like, during the rough period,
Jesus
so to
Christ,
speak,
280.
it's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts, right?
133 op kills.
I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, that's a lot of opping. But the thing is, like, for FaZe Clan last year when they were struggling, where it looked like there were like a lot of stormy seas and it was floundering as a ship, Brokey was the anchor. He wasn't a star player, but he was always delivering consistently with the AWP. And now that all the final pieces seem to have kind of fallen into place for FaZe, it seems like he's now, all right, my time to shine. And he is delivering.
And that's the really interesting aspect as well. When we were, I know yesterday we were coming in for a Households Play, we were looking through kind of the history of some of the players on the side of FaZe and their lands on record as well in front of those big crowds. You've got players like Rain, unfortunately not in attendance for this one due to the COVID protocols. Carrigan as well, I think he had over 50 himself. But Brokey actually didn't have too many. So I think that's what makes this extra impressive, hopefully coming onto this grand stage.
Yeah, the fact that he's been playing for so long for FaZe, and we're just taking a look at all the tournaments he's played, and the ones we'd had arena before the COVID times, they never really qualified for the playoffs in the stadium. So I feel like this might be second, maybe third appearance ever in front of a big crowd.
The thing is, like with FaZe, they had a terrible year last one. It was just abysmal year for an organization like FaZe that expects like trophies back when Niko was there, and especially like now when they have like so many stars as well. You know, they have qualified for one playoff, and that was against Gambit, you know, in the quarterfinals in that Cologne event. They lost in the semis after that. And ever since that, I think they played maybe one more playoff, and then there was nothing. They qualified for the major, which was impressive by its own, and that was it for them. Now they're starting the new year, coming into the quarterfinals, you know, and it's a good start. They got the perfect, you know, player for the spot they needed in terms of Robs, so they are on to a good start right now. Sadly, Rain is not going to be here, so that kind of ruins the day for them, you know. But they have my boy, they have JKS. So.
And I think it is kind of heartbreaking when we say that for FaZe, because I feel like it was the time to say, you know what, no more excuses for them. The fact they're coming in with this full line lineup now. We're not giving them any more time to sort of
there was never an
rejigging
excuse.
pieces.
This is it.
It kind of is the excuse that, that they're going to be coming in with.
The only team right now in the playoffs who made it all the way from the play-ins, right? And this is through the trials and tribulations of Robs not being able to play.
Thanks to JKS.
JKS, Aussie Power coming in. Chad is somewhere there smiling in the crowd as well. But JKS comes in, stands at the last minute, and then, you know, you have Robs coming back in. You're like, finally, we have all five. Now Rain's not there. But still, able to push Navi till the very edge.
15-10 up.
Almost classic FaZe scoreline right there, but almost able to close it out against Navi. For me, look,
Mentioning shots there. Okay.
it happens. But look, here's the thing, right? Karrigan, he got a lot of you know, I would say criticism for not really delivering on a personal skill level, so to speak. But the way he's able to lead this team, despite the uncertainty surrounding it, it's insane, man.
The thing is, like, you have people out from the outside, they need to understand when you have a stand-in in your team that's not matching your role sometimes, but it kind of takes out of you as an IGL. You need to, you know, improvise a lot. You need to make a lot of compromises. You cannot call the same way. You cannot do the same things that you did on practice. And that takes a toll on your performance, individual performance.
Absolutely.
Right? And sometimes it can be too much. I think with all these problems, Karrigan managed to get this FaZe lineup into the quarterfinals and almost into the semis. Couple of rounds here and there. Symple showed up, Electronic as well. Well, you cannot do anything too much about that one, but you know, overall what he did with this lineup and with these problems right now is absolutely amazing. He should never like feel bad about it.
Absolutely.
And I think that's going to be a real another test for Karrigan coming into this, as we were kind of prefacing. Of course, Rain unfortunately no longer here. Luckily, they do have JKS to be standing in, but it's no easy feat because, of course, he was standing in for Rots. But then you go over to Rain, completely different kind of role player.
That's the biggest problem I see today for FaZe. It's the fact that Rain is not there. It's not just that. It's the roles, the problems, right? Imagine Justin having to learn all Robs' spots, all his grenades, all his, you know, setups and strats and everything, and he needs to learn all of this again, just for a different role. And the fact that Rain is the natural hard entry, right? One of the hardest entries that we had in the game ever, right? And then we have Justin, JKS, who is the complete opposite of that. Like, the farthest you can think of, that's Justin, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to affect their game. They're going to be punished in the veto. They're going to be punished in the game as well, in the style of playing. So all in all, massive problem right now in those terms for FaZe.
But I mean, props to JKS for standing up and taking to the stage once again. I know he said in the interview before coming in for Robs, you know, he didn't want to be the reason why this team is failing, and he wasn't. They managed to make it to the playoffs.
Listen, for FaZe, considering all they've gone through, man, like I feel bad for them, but the fact that they're even here, I think, is a massive accomplishment overall, right? But yes, for JKS coming in, I'm assuming they had some contingencies in place. They might have been practicing with Rain all this while. At the same time, JKS might have been doing a little bit of prep work just in case Rain's not able to play. So I'm sure he'll be ready to a certain degree. But like you said, it's such a big, massive role, big shoes to fill in a last minute. So it's going to be rough. But I do have faith because Brokey, Twist, and of course Robs, they really delivered, individually speaking. But
So did Shiro, Exile, Hobbit.
exactly, that's a problem.
Well, we speak about the teams, but I want to hear how our casters are doing down in the Grand Spodek Arena. We do have Harry and Hugo. Gentlemen, how's it going down there?
Oh, it's going good. It feels a little surreal. You know, I kind of want to get real with it for a moment. You know, it was here 2 years ago where esports really started to feel the effects of the pandemic, right? We had the doors closed. It was heartbreaking. But you know what happened? CS esports, it endured, right? The fans kept tuning in. The players, they kept their sights set on reaching a LAN, on getting back to it. And now we've come full circle. We're back in Katowice. We're back with a crowd on LAN. And oh, Hugo, doesn't it feel good to be back?
Yeah, very good question, Harry. I don't know, let's find out. Katowice, does it feel good to be back? They sound ready, Freya. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm so ready to get into this best of three series. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
I love
We'll
these
checking
two
in with you.
I
very
love
shortly.
Harry's just so infectious. Like, I'm feeling the enthusiasm right now. I usually don't smile, Gassad. He makes me smile.
You don't want to get those smile lines, do you, Blair? Very conscious of that sort of facial.
It's really hard to smile.
Yeah. Well, I do want to get into the map vetoes as well, because when we were throwing it back to, obviously, that Cologne quarterfinal, quite a long time ago, but we were sort of speaking a little bit about what we're expecting from these maps, considering we did see them playing out the same set of maps again back in IEM Winter 2.
Vertigo and Nuke are going to go out. That's for
Obvious,
sure.
yeah.
I feel like that Gambit has to punish them by picking Overpass.
Yeah, I think Overpass pick should come in. I think last time they picked Ancient, right? But Ancient, as we found out, can be a very cruel mistress because you're going to be starting the T side most of the times. It can kind of spiral out of control. So 100%, if I'm Gambit, considering I'm a full 5-man roster against a team with a stand-in, you try and flex your map pool. So very good ban should be coming out here from FaZe. And I agree with you. I think Overpass
is
and
the way to
Inferno.
go. Their T side has always been their signature kind of map and side, especially like on Overpass map. Like Overpass, they have been slow defaults. They drain your grenades. They make the right call. They do the finisher at the very last moment, and they just do it so calm and composed. It looks almost perfect, right? They had the problems against NIP in this event, but it wasn't too. Oh,
a little bit different from what you saw, yeah.
This is very, very interesting. Like the Inferno pick from FaZe is something both of us agreed on. Dust2 being picked by Gambit. Now, I don't know, could it be because of the holds they saw from the Dust2, which they had against Navi for FaZe? Maybe, perhaps. But I'm a bit surprised with the fact that it just let Overpass get through, with obviously meaning FaZe are going to be banning it out. And we might see an Ancient Decider coming out. Nope.
Oh, no.
Mirage, and I really didn't expect Dust2, especially from Gambit. Gambit in the last 4 months, they had massive problems with Dust2. Yeah. I remember back in November when they played a V4 event, they lost in Budapest. They lost to teams like Enterprise and Bulgarian teams.
This was on LAN, by the way.
It was LAN events, and they had a lot of problems on Dust2. And picking it right now, it can be... It is surprising. The thing that I'm kind of agreeing with is the fact that Rain is a rotation player on CT side, and Justin is, by definition and by his nature, he's not that type of player. So that can be a gap in their defense right out of the gate that I can see. So Inferno pick was pretty obvious from FaZe, and coming into the last map, it was Mirage. I was expecting Gambit to remove that because it's the easiest map to play when you have a stand-in. It's pretty like basic, but they let it through. So surely they have a plan.
I hope they have a plan. Listen, coming into this game, I really felt like Gambit would be obviously the firm favorites when you have your main player like Ray not being in the lineup there. But yeah, I have to agree with these map picks coming in, Dust2 and Mirage. Yeah, I think it's gonna get dicey.
Yeah.
It's really surprising. I keep thinking about that position of Rain. He's the rotator. He's playing that position very, very good. I spoke with Yanko multiple times back when he was in FaZe. They played a good Dust2 all the time, and Rain was the rotator, and he was the key guy there. Right now, he's not there, so Justin is going to be playing that most likely. So is that something that Gambit can, exploit?
Exploit maybe. If I'm Brokey, I'm very, very happy. Dust2, Mirage.
Maybe it could be one of those things that they, kind of predicted they're going to be, picking Overpass. And they kind of wanted to do a little bit of mining games with them. So we'll see, I guess, after the game.
Well, Gambit do have the big brains, but I like your point about kind of Orpus Paradise coming into this one as well, particularly when we're looking at likes of Shura, the likes of Brokey as well. And I liked an interview that I was reading with Nafani, and he was talking a little bit about Shura and kind of his impact and how he's kind of changing up his style a little bit. He was talking about the aggressive style of play, but coming into this, I don't know, he's kind of experimenting.
That's the problem with Dust2 and Gambit, right? I've been speaking about this for the last 4 months, I think. The mid control on Dust2 is one of the most important things on the map, right? And Shiro being the defensive op that he is, he's not being able to help a lot with those aggressive picks towards middle doors, those short and like fast short executes and anything like that, because he's playing too defensive by nature. That's something that FaZe can exploit and can just, because the map has been a little bit changed, and then you can push lower a little bit easier. You can get some CT aggression early on short and B tunnels as well. So that can be a little bit of a play for FaZe right now. Overall, I'm not really a big fan of Gambit on Dust2 simply because Shiro is not designed for that map. But his nature and his style of playing is not designed for that map.
And also got to notice, one thing we saw on a T and a CD side has been Karrigan sometimes just, going for some of his YOLO plays, or he's just going to go for info plays. And if it works, it works. But many times it does quite fall flat on its face.
YOLO plays, I mean...
It's Karrigan.
It can go wrong, right?
It's Karrigan, right? He does go for these plays. But the thing is, he does have the backup of all that firepower to help him out, to get the information. So that could potentially catch Gambit off guard. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they've already had a million curveballs thrown at them on the side of FaZe. So, why not throw out one more yourself?
Nothing to lose.
I do want to ask you, Kasad, we're sort of talking about the Orpus coming into this ground. Are those the particular favourites that you're going to be looking at, or any other names you want to throw into the ring for this first map?
Well, I want to see Brokey performing, and I want to see Twists, definitely. I want him to pop up and show that he's, the main star of the team right now. Robs is going to get his frags. I believe so. He always does. He will never, underperform. He's always going to get his lurks. He's always going to get his closers, everything. I just want to see Twists pop off and take over this map and just try to push FaZe into the semis.
Dust2, you know what's going to be exciting, Kasad? Rob's secondary AWP on the B mid area. We saw him do it against Navi as well, and I saw him do it during the latter stages when he was playing in mouse with Dexter coming in, and he was almost playing like a primary op.
And I think it's really exciting as well to see Gambit taking to the stage in front of a crowd. Well, once again, I like that you brought up the point, Blair, that earlier. We heard Nafani saying back at the major, you know, made it to playoffs. That's now stress-free. Like, man, we're plain sailing going into this. Hobbit, when interviewed him on the stage, saying, no, it's not quite like, you know, playing at your boot camp, playing in your bedroom, completely different beast coming into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, if you look at the experience on these two teams, even though they are the underdogs, as you touched upon earlier, Freya, look at amount of experience, stage, grand final experience on this team. You look at Carrigan, you look at Twist, you look at even someone like Rops, right? Overall, they do have the experience. And for the side of Gambit, pressure's on them. Will it affect them? That's the question.
A lot of questions coming into this series. We can see the teams lining up to raring to get going into the Spodek Arena. So let's throw it back down onto the stage for the walk-ins with Gambit and FaZe.
All right, baby, here we go. Second quarter, final time. Man, I love these doors. I love them. Gonna get installed at home when the tournament's over. Right then, Spodek, we ready for a second quarter? I think you're sort of ready. What a great first quarter final we had. What a great match to have back on the stage with you here watching great Counter-Strike. That's what we wanted. But if it's good ones, the best thing to do is do it again with a second quarter final. The prize is a place in the semi-final, a matchup against Heroic. Two teams that want it, that need it. They want to prove that they are the best, that they are worthy of being here on semi-final day here in Katowice, the Intel Extreme Masters. So, are we ready to bring the teams out? You guys don't seem ready. Are we ready? That's why I love you. Please welcome the first team, defending champions, but, and there's always a but when you say it, they won it online last year. They want to prove there's no asterisk. They want to prove they can do it here, in the flesh, on the stage. They want to prove it to you right now. Please welcome to the stage, it's Gambit! But it takes two teams to make a match, and we know that, you know that. Taking on Gambit here, down here in the Spodek, is a team that were once an aging super team. Now they are refreshed with this youthful core that's making them do amazing things. But the time we're living means that it's not all been plain sailing. The team is not the one they thought would be playing here. Can they still do it? It's time to find out. Please welcome to the stage, it's FaZe! Well, when Carrigan comes out a big hat, you know they mean business. IEM, who's winning this? Is it FaZe? Is it Gambit? Oh, okay, well, let's see. IEM, are you ready? Let's get it on.
in, taking on the defending champions of Gambit. But as OJ Borg correctly prefaced, there was an asterisk to that victory as well. So the question is, are they going to be able to do it in this quarterfinal?
I mean, it depends on the mentality, right? Like, you can clearly see the crowd. They do seem to have a particular favorite, even though they might have been favorites if you look at the numbers and all those storylines coming to this particular matchup. It's FaZe Clan. You have to be a fan of it. Look at that guy, Carrigan.
Endless fans. Endless fans everywhere.
Fair enough.
Definitely. I mean, overall, this game, I feel like FaZe is having a lot of issues, you know, considering rain and all this stuff role-wise. I feel like Gambit is in a prime position right here, considering all the facts that we have to put in together. So I don't see much chance other than individually, like people like Twists and Robs popping off, like we mentioned. I even think like the advantage for FaZe was the the experience gap, but that's even smaller right now. 1 year later, after Cologne and Major and all these LAN events they attended, even IEM Winter, they finished 5th and 5th or 6th there. And all this like experience gathered from them in the past year can kind of only help them right here, So the gap with the experience is not that big anymore, and they, they have been playing LANs, so it's not as big of a pressure as it was.
Yeah, no, it is a really good point coming into things. When we talk about skill and experience, I know, Blair, you've really been harping on about the fact that Carrigan, sure, maybe in that Navi game, people were criticizing some of the numbers he was putting up, but the fact that he's been able to take some of these blows, some of the interesting situations that have been thrown at FaZe, he's going to have to do it again with JKS now coming onto the stage again.
Look, you need insane mental strength and tenacity to be able to somehow push your team all the way to the playoffs over here against teams like Navis, like Fnatic, like even Liquid early in the tournament, right? And they start, again, I'm reiterating the fact that they're here from the play-in. They had to play a lot of Counter-Strike to make it all the way here. So credit to them to make it here, again, playing without rain. But I feel like Gambit is one of the worst teams they want to go up against. They are such a fundamentally sound team where even when you try and throw a few curveballs and be a little unpredictable and try and maybe throw caution to the winds, Gambit always seem to be ready for these sort of plays.
The thing is, like, if you want to say, like, who is the complete team next to Navi, it's Gambit.
It's Gambit.
It's only Gambit right now. The thing is, like with Carrigan, I'm not so worried about him that much because the guy has been here for a while, even back in 1.6. That's like over 10 to 15 years, experience leading the teams and being on the high tier of CS. So blows like that against, like Navi, I don't think that's going to affect him all that much. Surely he's going to be thinking about it that night or the very next day, but other than that, he's going to be focusing on the very next game, which is this one.
Yeah, and when we're talking about cool, calm, collected as well, I think it's right to say that, Gambit are up there with that in terms of that sort of mental fortitude and the tenacity coming into things. You were saying, Blair, they're one of the teams that is really still hugely prep heavy. So maybe it's not too much of a surprise to see some slightly curveball picks we weren't expecting to see in the Vetoes.
Yeah, the only worry I have for Gambit is if they get a little too much into their own heads, right? Like kxgo said, they maybe picked us too because they thought FaZe were expecting Overpass to come out. But if you overthink things at times, you just might be falling into a trap and FaZe just might potentially steal away your map pick. But that being said, I still feel Gambit should have the game plan, they have the firepower, they're a complete team, they should have the win.
Same thing happened with Gambit in V4 as well. Like they lost this couple of Dust 2s against Bulgarian team and Team Enterprise, and they entered into the game against Big in the semis.
Yeah.
It was Dust 2, it was 16-5 to Gambit. So I think they're ready.
They can play it.
Yeah, I know, kxgo, you're putting Twists under the spotlight, but anybody else that you want to throw under the microscope for this one, Blair?
Listen, I mean, it has to be a Shiro Axel show, and for me, it's got to be Robs. He's back, he's ready to play, he's on the stage, he's got to deliver.
Well, we are ready, we have got the map cemented, our teams are raring to go on the stage. The one thing left to do is throw it over to our casters to get this quarterfinal number 2 underway here at IEM Katowice.
Thank you, Freya. It is an honor and a privilege here to be in the Spodek, bringing this game to you all right now. It's a moment everyone has been waiting for today, from quarantine to quarterfinals. It's FaZe Clan taking on Gambit.
Yeah, right into this one, Mike. Let's not waste any time. FaZe with a CT side start. Out towards long for Gambit and flashes over the top. It's Carrigan to open up the pistol. Traded by old mate JKS, and there's more where that came from. You got to get past Brokey. This guy's put up some phenomenal numbers at the event so far, but he's trapped in at the car. He's going to need help. He's going to need bailing out. Oh, burning alive, and JKS is swinging as well. That's the pistol for FaZe Clan.
Oh yes, these fraggers showing up when they're needed most. 3 kills of JKS and the world on his shoulders right now, Harry. The desk couldn't have set it up better. This guy has huge boots to fill in an unfamiliar role. And on a map that Gambit have taken some of the best in the world down on so far. This event, Harry, everyone has first banned Dust 2 against Gambit. No one has wanted to touch them here. It's slipped through the veto. And FaZe are licking their lips. Full blocks now for Gambit. The beating should start.
Yeah, probably just a pretty slow round, right? Pretty uneventful one. Grouping over in middle for Gambit and, you know, looking for any way in, but it is just Glocks at the end of the day, right? There should be a chance for FaZe to pick up a bit of pace early on. I think if you are going to beat this Gambit squad, you need to put them under pressure. You need to make, you know, the lights of the spot egg really weigh down upon them.
Some familiar territory, right? Previous victors of Katowice online. A huge question mark for a young team. Up against grizzled veterans, but FaZe wait with bated breath. Gambit don't show a thing. Even mid conceded by FaZe, who sit back in their bomb site. Right now, double set towards tunnels. Got to care the eventuality of a mid to B. Gambit, one flash up short, trying to fake things out. It's all a ruse.
Yeah, you've done well to avoid this triple A lean, but you still go walking into Rops, and oh man, he's on for the ace.
Get it.
Just Hobbit left to find, and Twist will steal it away, but it's still a clean round for FaZe. Just what the doctor ordered. 5 alive at the end of things, but now this is where the going gets tough. This is where it gets serious, right? Gambit, bringing all they've got into this third round, are going to be lacking that AWP. I think that's important to note. Won't be one on the other side just yet either. Going to have to wait for that clash of Shiro and Brokey. But hell, man, I like how Rops has started. I like that as a first look at him.
Certainly good signs. Oh, Axel with smoke drop, not going to be Xbox. Instead, it's a long take for Gambit. Again, out quick, Hobbit. It's mollied out. It's a miss molly. Smoke will follow and flashes. At least keep him honest. FaZe take the map control back, and they leave B completely empty, vacant. Gambling towards this A site with Rops still trying to fight middle off timings. The Xbox smoke comes in, eludes some vision. Twist has to care what could be close. And Gambit haven't poked their nose into this B bomb site. They don't know what lacks. Right down middle into the nades.
Yeah, this is a pretty heavy mid and short lean for FaZe Clan, though. Feels like they're one step ahead of this round. They're in the right place, maybe at the right time. Twists, whoa, knife out for Hobbit. Good flash to set him up, and there's the opener. Gambit do deal with the point man over on Catwalk, but as mentioned, there's so many more to follow, right? This was fine for FaZe. They can afford to take a casualty or two here. They've still got 3 leaning in towards A.
Yeah, those nades getting picked up in spawn as well. Famed by Alexi. Gonna get ready to chuck them in behind the smoke. Hobbit gets contact and a second entry comes in. Gambit start running wild towards the A site. Rops has killed a mid lurk, but it's not gonna stop Gambit on their path to victory. Brokey back of A. A couple of kills before Shiro fires back, flashed. 30 seconds, this bomb not going down yet. Inters watches his backline, but he needs to cover Shiro, who sticks it for short.
Look at JKS and Rops, man. They're out in the open. They're looking for these fights. They want them. They want you to feed them. And Inters, he will oblige. JKS is dead, and it all falls onto Rops. Kind of quiet in the group stage, and the glory doesn't start now. Gambit, they find their first when the rifles come out to play.
Yeah, certainly nice to see Rops pop in round 2 against the Eco, of course. But like you said, quiet so far. Had to warm into this event. Had to wait for his arrival even. So no better time to show up on this star-studded roster for FaZe Clan. Not able to do it in the 1v2, but Gambit coming in with their first. Got Brokey's AWP in play now. This guy has been a superstar. And where there have been questions in FaZe, Brokey has been the one consistency. Not in mid though, missed shot as Hobbit bounds out. FaZe up to their usual tricks, poking mid yet again.
Yeah, pretty measured so far in the start of these rounds from Gambit, right? Keeping that kind of poised look that we were used to seeing out of them in the online era. Rob's looking to throw any sense of safety out the window. It's just dry fighting mid and trying to set up Brokey, but he does snipe the kill away. And now Brokey's AWP gets stuck in. All right, middle's off limits. Gambit just got the memo. How do they want to try and play this one? The bombs drop back at long, but if you look at Karrigan on the minimap, man, he might be about to unravel this entire round, pushed up at the double doors with that MP9.
It doesn't need to activate. The longer he waits here, the better, right? Time's getting ticked off. Gambit aren't getting given opportunities. Karrigan his steps, though, and he wants to capitalize. Knife out, backstab, bomb down, and Karrigan takes a space as well. Knows Nafany was rotating towards B. That sets FaZe sights on tunnels. That's exactly where Gambit are.
This is a really rough spot now for Gambit. Like, this really should be the round with Karrigan. Ooh, he dropped the bomb. Bit of a whiff from Rops, but he's still alive. And oh, he manages to get out.
Ow.
Inters, no freebie to be found here, man. And with 35 seconds left, you're running out of options. It might just be a very drawn-out save here for Gambit. I think FaZe have done enough.
This was a battered buy as well. Famas is not going to hold FaZe back. And Gambit, stalemate, they give it up, they go down, they give FaZe a third round early in this map, and that is going to wreck the money as well. The loss hasn't even built up. Suddenly you're getting no bonus. Oh, you're getting no survivors either. JKS, aggression onto Shiro, and Gambit are getting collapsed upon right now. The only save is Inters.
One gun. Oh, they're going to get away with one gun. Can't even buy around it.
It's not a pretty start.
Oh, I think it's clear who the crowd are behind. You've got that to contend with if you're Gambit as well. I mean, look at this.
It's details like that where you wonder if Gambit get in their head. We've already talked about their lack of stage experience at the major, getting slammed, of course, by the world's best, but no contest was that matchup. A quarterfinal as well. Will Gambit make it further when all the pressure is on their shoulders, when the crowd is against them?
Yeah, you know, I think you kind of have a very tale of two sides in this one, right? You've got FaZe that were desperate to get back to land. This is where guys like Karrigan do his best work. You know, he's a crowd pleaser through and through. For Gambit, online, that was where they hit the ground running. That was where they kind of cemented their legacy in the Counter-Strike history books. Now we're waiting to see if they can prove it on land.
Well, no time for distractions. Get out of your head. Because we've got Gambit force buying back here. One gun on Inters. Everyone else piecing together what they can. Scouts, Galils. It's not pretty, but Gambit have to make do.
Yeah, beggars can't be choosers here. Shiro with the scout. Not to be underestimated, right? His scout does hit different. It's the info that Brokey's over here in middle, but Brokey's out like a light, mate. He's leaving. Rerouting to help Karrigan out over at long. A bit of a slow default here for Gambit as they spread out, take this tunnels control. Look to work middle now as well. All across the map, they're taking space. FaZe are letting them have it.
Early bit of defaulting will culminate in this A play. Gambit have the hinge smoke, they climb up for free. FaZe again, they've had different starts to every one of these rounds, right? Fighting for long control, aggressive down mid, giving up B. Now they turtle, they tuck in, they know Gambit's money is bad. And their options are limited, so A split. They wait for a pick that will never appear. And re-smoke at 50, FaZe are using this utility perfectly.
Yeah, they're slow on pulling it, right? They're trying to milk everybody util for all it's worth. Nafany forced out of middle, looking like a short commit here. This is where you would love Axel, someone who is such an integral piece of the Gambit squad, to try and create a bit of room. He's got to go blow for blow with Karrigan over at long. Back in the A site, you've got Brokey, you've got JKS to worry about, and that utility again, it's all just burning more time off the clock. Yeah, but this is a final second push. This is a hope and a prayer that they can find the openers to get them in. Hobbit leading the charge, hasn't been given a peek yet, and there's Brokey, blinded off the angle. JKS tries to help out. No. One by one, this A site is overrun. Just enough time for that plant. Gambit playing to the final buzzer will come in with the 4-on-2 post, and FaZe, they're gonna left running for the hills, saving inside of this B site.
So meticulous, it's so calculated. FaZe feel like they have the round in the palm of their hand. They know exactly what's going on. Delayed till 20 seconds. Gambit still slip the knife in. You know it's coming, you just can't stop it. And that is not a round Gambit should be winning, especially not with 4 alive. Gonna get the free AWP out of Brokey's hands as well. Pride from his cold fingers, and 3 AKs dragged forward. Gambit already giving FaZe a reality check.
Yeah, there really wasn't a lot in that round, right? And we were crediting the FaZe util at slowing Gambit down, but none of that deterred them. Doesn't matter that they've only got Galils and that 1 AK that was saved forward. That's as close as you can get to a clean round, and considering the circumstances, Gambit are more than happy with it. FaZe aren't ready to let their foot off the gas yet, though. Investing around those save guns, they've still got fight in them, Hugo.
Yeah, this game's all about momentum in those early 10 rounds, right? Who can control the money? That's why you're always going to see constant force buys back and forth. So even if it doesn't feel justified at times, you want to be that team going on streaks. You want to be that team putting your opponent on pistols. And right now, neither one is wanting to give it up. Another rebuy, another chance for FaZe. But not as pretty as the last. Gambit back to lower control. Got to be so cautious here with that mid change. Could always be a player lurking down in the dark. Won't be for now, but we have seen FaZe lean into it in the past with Rops pushing middle. This time it's a retake on long. FaZe, they do it silently without flashbangs. Gambit don't know this control has been taken. And double pit side setup. Here's the round, may not be live. No damage has been done. A quick and swift reset should ensue. You got dead monitors, Harry. No one's fan.
No, that's never fun, is it? You might be thinking, wow, this is pretty measured from Gambit. Yeah, it is. It's because it's not live. So we're going to go ahead and run that one back. Oh, dude, now, I mean, even that throws up some uncertainty, right? Like, there were little elements of the round, little fights that could have come in sooner. Guys like Shiro scoped up on mid, going to have a second chance at redemption of finding crossing players. So let's see if Gambit can somehow work this to their advantage.
Yeah, for FaZe, you ought to give a lot of props to these guys, right? They're not really supposed to be here. They're the only team remaining in the playoffs who came from the play-ins, fighting through BO1s, fighting through teams below their limit, you would feel, and fighting through, you know, internal problems as well, with multiple rosters being fielded for this event. But they're still here on the stage, and our eye test so far, JKS has looked pretty good, so no complaints at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, dude, let's look at JKS a little bit, right? Like, you think about this guy, we all remember him in Complexity. He kind of looked like a shadow of his former self, but this was his chance to put his name back on the big stages, to get people talking about Justin Savage again. And you can't argue with how well he's kind of fit the bill of slotting in here, getting them all the way to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I mean, for me, my big worry is T-sides, right? I'm sure we'll see that, especially on a map like Dust 2, where we compare them with Gambit, with their, you know, experience on this map. Well, on CT, you can slot into different roles, different spots a lot easier, and everyone knows what they're doing on Dust 2. But going in that second half, I think JKS is going to have problems. Where do we see Rops? Where do we see JKS? Is he in those range spots? And is he ready to be the guy at the front of the pack? That was never his role in previous teams. A little scary.
Yes. I mean, you know, to build off that, that's where I kind of look to someone like Carrigan, right? He is used to leading from the front, and he's someone who can try to fill that void if he feels he needs to. So I am very excited to see what the T side looks like, see how that feels. Oh, it is wild that despite being so early days, this has already been so back and forth, right? Oh, it starts to get you nervous. I don't know, man. Is anyone else just freaked out that we're even here and doing this? Oh.
Spodek's packing out as well. More and more people, more and more fans. Hopefully the weekend's going to be packed out to the brim too.
God, it feels good. It feels good to be back. And it's a real trial by fire for someone like JKS. You know, showed up to be a stand-in for Rops. That's all he thought was going to be on the agenda. Now here filling the place for Rain, who I bet is sat at home watching from the sidelines, giving his team the best. Look, you can see the admin team working away.
Speedy.
It's like a pit stop live on stage.
Yeah, it's got to hurt for a player like Rain, right? Like, he's been in these positions before. He is one of the most experienced players we have at the Tier 1 of Counter-Strike right now. Alongside him, teammates of similar stature. You've already talked about Carrigan. But for Gambit, these are youngsters. These are guys that years ago were watching these Tier 1 players
years ago
on the biggest stages.
We're literally Gambit youngsters, right? And then you talk about that whole timeline and how wild that is. You know, Hobbit coming in as that one grizzled veteran, and even he joined the youngsters project to begin with. And then they managed to turn them around, make them look like world beaters in the online era.
Yeah, it's kind of mad to think about Hobbit being the only major winner in the server right now.
Yeah.
FaZe with enough chances to get there themselves. But never quite in time. Always second to the throne has Carrigan been. Even back-to-back grand finals here at Katowice in the past as well.
Yeah. Carrigan, I mean, the king of second place, and I bet that's not a moniker he's looking to hold on to.
We got any FaZe fans in the house tonight? Sounds like it.
Man, Ahmed's on stage. I've never felt so much pressure either. Getting this one swapped over. Come on now. We're all here to watch some Counter-Strike. We're all here to share in these moments. It's what we've missed.
Cool, calm, and killer looks from Carrigan. Nothing new here. The Batman mask is off.
I see some folks with their lights on in the arena. Should we try and get everyone on that same kind of level? Get them lights on. Lift them phones up. Come on, Katowice. Let me see ya. Oh, that's magical. That is magic right there. Oh, man.
We've been waiting years for the Spodek to open those doors back up, and it is worth every damn second. Thank you, everyone who has come out tonight and for the rest of the weekend to watch Counter-Strike. It's a blessing to be with you.
I'm lost for words. Are we allowed to cry? Are the casters allowed to cry? Oh, it is just a sight to behold, isn't it? Imagine you're up on the stage right now, man. You look out to the crowd and that's what you see. You're waiting for a monitor to get swapped over and that's nothing compared to the breathtaking scenes here. Boy, should only be a couple more moments left on this one. We got told a couple of minutes, so we're all waiting in this one together. Let's look at the series as a whole though, Hugo, right? Starts here on Dust 2. Kind of touched upon how no one was really brave enough to face Gambit here back in the group stage. Well, then we go on to a bit of Inferno. Oh, FaZe clan with Inferno, am I right? It's one that really does get your blood boiling, your blood pumping.
It's exciting though, right? It definitely sets us up for a 3-map series. I think FaZe, FaZe have no pressure on them in the sense that no one expects them to make a run in this tournament, not anymore. They've already done what seemed impossible. Man, they took Navi to 3 maps. Almost themselves qualifying straight to those semi-finals. That would have been a shocker.
Yeah, I think even looking to that matchup back in the group stage, we all remember it. It was a banging, like, triple overtime affair between FaZe and Navi. If you remember, Carrigan was very, very quiet. And he put out tweets after the game. You know, he kind of alluded to it in interviews. I think he feels like he shoulders a lot of the burden for that defeat. And with a guy like Finn, you know, I can imagine that just lights a fire beneath you to want to show that you've still got it on the stages, in front of a crowd, back on LAN. You know, these are the moments someone like him lives for.
Yeah, and of course, standing right behind Gambit, Groove. Always suited and booted is this guy.
He looks better than I do, man.
He's looked stylish all event long, even back in the group stage. Crowd pleaser, and we love it. We love him for it.
He's even an interesting talking point, right? Because obviously the Gambit squad, they were pretty vocal about it. They felt like he deserved the nomination for Coach of the Year, right? He wasn't even in the running. And it did feel kind of criminal when that happened. Obviously, it was an astronomical year for the Gambit squad. And they felt hard done by. So, you know, it's a little times like this where maybe Groove can try to show his work. They might even look to accent something like this with a bit of attack pause, get back on the same page.
Of course, you've got to keep in mind, right, players don't get to calm in these moments. So definitely want a reset, a refresh perhaps between these players when we do get back in. But yeah, talking about coaches, we always wonder sometimes on the outside it's harder to know the impact of a coach. But Gambit, as players, have been very vocal about the impact someone like Groove has had, especially when you do have a lot of younger guys, and Hobbit being really that only experienced player inside of this team. You want people bringing up your young guns. Didn't stop m0NESY though, not having his coach on the stage earlier on. He still looked damn good. And so I hope Gambit give us their all today.
Oh, I'm sure they will. No room for second chances, right? You got to nail it, and you got to nail it now. I see that we have everyone back in the server. Maybe that's a good sign. Always a character is Carrigan. Even in the most subtle ways, able to get a cheer out of the crowd. Love it. All right, then. I mean, Hugo, we can kind of talk about the matchups we've seen already, just how electric the atmosphere in here can get. Open up today. Who got to witness that m0NESY game? Woo! Oh, look, we even got a little wave going. Give us another one, come on. It'll never not be cool.
No.
I think we all appreciate it on some new level now.
Yeah, we appreciate each and every one of you for sticking around. Just a moment now before Inters is back in. And we go again. He's rejoined. He's reset. Monitors in. FaZe Clan fans making some noise. Dust 2 about to be played. I mean, we have a Pugger's dream in this map, Harry. Dust 2, Inferno into a Mirage. And those FaZe players in the crowd, they're going to be happy today.
It's going to make for some good moments, you'd like to think as well, right?
Some brawly CS, I think we're about to do it.
See, one thing, you know, you were talking about FaZe Clan T-sides earlier on, man. I think Karrigan is a master manipulator of the crowd. I think he's someone who's so good at using them to even influence decisions in the server, knowing he can get away with a little bit more. Look at him, man, he's just chilling. How do I get that kind of style? How do I get that kind of grace? How do you look out into all these people and look like you're just chilling on the sofa? I'll never know, but that's Karrigan for you.
Yeah, you need him, right? You need a loud voice inside of this team. It is filled with quieter personalities, right? Especially with the addition of JKS. Not exactly the loudest roster around. Karrigan, Twist, players like this are going to have to pick up the pieces, keep these guys hyped up, especially when we get back in after the break. FaZe don't want to fall flat on their face, not when the money's on the line, and we've seen these force buys already go back and forth.
Yeah, I think if anything, you know, a long kind of drawn out affair like this maybe works against a team like Gambit. You know, this is like a time now where you don't even have your teammates to communicate with you. You're just sat there. Meanwhile, Karrigan, who this guy, he's always playing it up. I think I even saw JKS smile at one point in this team,
shocking.
which is just, yeah, that never happens. So, you know he's having a good time.
Yeah, it was definitely a harder time in Cole to be optimistic with all the changes we saw, with all the players we saw drop out due to medical leave. Man, it just follows JKS around from there to here. Can't escape it.
Oh, Sid.
I know he's got that Batman mask under his desk somewhere.
He did. I mean, he's got the hat. I don't know where the hat's gone. I don't know what they did with that.
Got to check it.
Look at him soaking it up. They all love him.
He better throw the hat into the crowd if they win this series. I think we're going to have to ask him to do that.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Karrigan hat into the crowd. Whoever catches it gets to become the new IGL of FaZe. Oh. There it is!
Yeah.
There it is, Karrigan!
Custom made.
Oh, this is nice. I feel like he's also part of the entertainment. He's helping us fill this void.
Yeah, I mean, for FaZe, right, let's touch back on this tournament, what we've already seen. We already talked about how these guys came in through the play, and they've had high highs. They took down a lot of good teams to get here. They took Navi the distance. The Gambit was the opposite, Harry. They almost got knocked down in day 2, right? They were put to the lower bracket by Nip, a team who showed up massively in this tournament. We didn't expect them to, just falling shy of the playoffs. Gambit made that lower bracket run of dreams, but no other roster can quite do it like these guys. Through the flames into Vitality and then their vengeance on Nip. That must have certainly felt good for Gambit, who were just at all times 1 BO3 loss, 2 maps away from elimination. And now, in this series, on this stage, they're the favorites.
Yeah, you know, I mean, even looking, I know we've only seen a couple of rounds, so I can't jump to too many conclusions just yet, but even looking at how they're poising themselves here on the big stages suggests that they're not under the kind of pressure that maybe we thought they would be, right? They've stayed very, very true to the Gambit formula, very, very true to this kind of methodical pacing, these slower rounds, feeling comfortable playing in the final 20, 30 seconds, right? It's not like they've deviated away from that entirely. I don't think they're crumbling. It don't look like they're crumbling.
Well, they've been grinders, right? These guys have just been so focused on the game for the past 3 years. That's all they've been obsessed with. So you got to put away the outside factors, put away the question marks, especially in a game like this. We thank you guys for your energy, though. We're going to need it. PC swapped out now. And hopefully just 2 or 3 minutes out from the matchup at hand.
There's always something. There's always something that goes wrong. You know, you got to give some benefit of the doubt. I mean, on top of that, hell, we've waited years for this moment. What's a few more minutes, right, in the grand scheme of things? Certainly doesn't sound like it's affecting anyone out there. You know, the crowd still sounds as rowdy as ever.
Yeah, we're just giving more time to people get set up. Climb up the stairs to the back.
You're going to have to. I mean, this is packed out. This is packed out. There's not a lot of room. All right. Inters, he's got a fresh PC. He's got a fresh monitor. They've given him everything he's asked for. It's now just waiting for him to get back into the server. And then we should be ready to go. Seeing as we should be getting back in soon, let's just run a little recap over what we've seen so far, right? We're only 6 rounds in. It's FaZe Clan winning themselves the pistol, finding that conversion, right? Then they come in swinging on the side of Gambit. The rifles come out to play, and despite it being a pretty close round, it still falls in their favor. Since then, it's gone back and forth. FaZe able to win that flawless round to time. Right, didn't have a lot to brag about in terms of the buy, and that's a theory that's looking to stay true here, right? They don't have a lot in the round that's about to be played out, so they need to do it again with less on the side of FaZe.
Yeah, and this veto's a massive shakeup as well, right? In the past, when we've seen these guys take each other on, back at Winter, for example, even at Cologne last year, they've been competitive games. They've gone the distance. You know, that's with previous rosters, without Robs, of course. But we've never really seen Dust 2s. We've never really seen the Mirages, the looser maps. We're looking good, though. Players are back in. Reset's happening.
I think it's happening. I think it's happening, Hugo. All right. Everyone's been waiting, but now we need that energy to pick back up again. We're getting back into this one. FaZe Clan, take it on Gambit. Are you guys ready? Let's get it on then, shall we? All right, Shiro's bringing that AWP into play. And already, we might have been waiting around for a moment, but he's looking to kickstart this one with flying colors, tagged to Twists on the cross. Couldn't ask for more. Rops is going to somehow get out of there. Was thrown to the Wolves over in middle, but now is in a position to do damage. Rops will just concede, elect to play the man, you know, get out of there in the 5-on-5. Gambit respond by playing it slow.
Like they always do, and they do it best. There is no hurry. Oh, Rob's trying to make little moves happen in middle, but they've heard the footsteps on the wood, and Robs doesn't care. Eviscerates Nafany from middle. One-man peek, all alone, no utility. Gambit have to switch that up. Mid to B smokes will come in. Robs looking above them. There's a Molotov in. The smoke is completely missed, and it's freebies for Robs. Double down. Gambit, pressure, the nerves, the stage, it might all be getting in their head. They're going to group back up at the bomb site.
Yeah, last-ditch attempt, right? Try to get into B, see what you can do. I mean, this is where Twists is. He was tagged up right at the start of the round by Shiro's AWP. Axel and Inters might have to be the ones to make this move, but Axel's a long way away. He's still holding all the way over at long doors, waiting for aggression. And if you look at the minimap, that's not aggression he's going to get. 30 seconds left on the clock here, and if something doesn't present itself soon, this might be, yeah, it is, the save call from Gambit.
Ouch.
A very, very rough round, written off right away with Rops getting that double over in mid. You can see why he stayed alive on the catwalk, drops down and plays into the round in a very big way later on.
I mean, it certainly hurts to call, but looking from the outside, it definitely was the safer option. No way they would have been accounting for a second player in B after killing Twists. It's a nice little shutdown by Robs, but definitely Gambit getting to themselves there with the missed utility. How often do you see stuff like that come through for this team? Basic mistakes will cost you rounds. And no better player to capitalize on.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we touched upon our Rops. He had a bit of a, you know, by his standards, quiet group stage. And I mean, 8-1 to open up this quarterfinal. That's exactly the kind of numbers you want out of the guy. Shiro gonna try his hands at this mid peak again, but this time they get past unscathed. Gambit setting up a lot of players over in the tunnels early. That bomb still back in T-spawn. So don't be fooled by this heavy presence in the tunnels. They are going to look for a bit of control in middle first.
It's not a save yet, at least. Give them time. FaZe again, keep it fresh. Double deep long. Axel's got a lot to clear on his own. Pop is going to get flashed up cat. That's the way that Gambit got their first rifle round on the board with a double entry from this man. Right now, there's not much in the way to stop him. JKS is going to have to double back while also carrying the mid to B. And Gambit are making noise there at the same time. They're keeping FaZe questioning the result of this round. No hurry for Hobbit. Shiro's going to get his team out long first, but here's where the double setup gets drawn into question.
Yeah, Karrigan drops that smoke, trying to just reel them in, trying to bait them into only caring about Pit. And you're hoping that that lets Brokey get away with a hell of a lot here. This double setup, right, could be the thing that lays the round to rest, or it could roll out the red carpet for Gambit into an A play. Brokey, tired of waiting, tries to push up, and oh no, it's a double opener. Axel secures the kills to get them out long, and now 30 seconds. They spot JKS back in the sight, and he's gone. Barely a lick of damage dealt. Gambit looking good, and these B players, mate, your heart goes out to Rops and Twists. They're left saving again.
Yeah, that one's gonna hurt, right? Brokey, a bit of impatience, and look what causes. Look what happens. The entire mountain crumbles down for FaZe. He just holds off there a few more seconds, desperate for info. They're gonna cross into Karrigan. They're probably not gonna check him either. Lovely entries for Axel. And, you know, when Gambit come in with saves, even though it can look questionable at times in 3-on-5s, they always come back in with a game plan. Perfect round out of them. And JKS, he had nowhere to go. Shot from long, shot from the site. Gambit even want to take these kills down after time.
Yeah, they even delayed the plant to go hunting. And I mean, really, FaZe don't want to lose either of these guys. It's their best route to buying up in the next and keeping this competitive. So Rops, he needs to watch his teammates back, and Twist is just fed to the wolves. Rops now brushed aside as well, and those saving players are melted by Gambit. Nobody gets away.
Yeah, FaZe may have had 5 lives. It's Gambit's time to shine, and they've even forced a pause. Money, pretty brittle for FaZe Clan. 3 rifles at most. So they might take the backseat for now, give Gambit the respect they demand.
It's not an easy choice, right? It never is, but they might, yeah, like you say, just have to kind of play within their means right now. They don't have the money to throw guns at the problem, and so they're going to come out with Deagles, P250s, couple of nades. That's all they've got. Gambit looking for that equalizer, looking for a 4th round.
Yeah, as far as ecos goes, these are pretty bad. No loss yet. Couple of nades at least. What do FaZe have in store for us? Fast out long. Brokey gets his first hit, but Inters will hop in front of it, and I like the pace change for Gambit as well. They know the money is weak from FaZe. They know the utility isn't there. They take long instantly. FaZe want to poke their head out into the ever-waiting Gambit default, but right now it's just Hobbit lurking upper while Karrigan takes a bit of a flank, but Gambit will go back.
What do we make of this then? What do we make of Karrigan's push over into top middle? Is it going to be a round winner, a day's saver? Or is he going to be that first man to fall for FaZe Clan? Right now he's hearing footsteps. He might not like what he hears. Inter's taking that bomb all the way back over towards the tunnels, trying to outmaneuver FaZe Clan as they set up smokes now on the side of Gambit to push up and feign a bit of an A play. This is likely going to draw heavy rotations. I mean, you don't really have a lot to work with here if you're FaZe. You're playing around this first contact, and so likelihood is they fall for it hook, line, and sinker.
Axel's even crossed as well. They're not even being loud about it, but it still worked wonders. Karrigan's forced on the flank. Axel flashed into the bomb site. He sees ahead. JKS somehow almost gets away, but Shiro's killed the flank, and now the bomb can just waltz into that B bomb site. FaZe don't even realize they might die before it matters, and Rops is late on the lurk as Gambit secure a 4th.
What a rough round for FaZe, man. Like, you know, when Rops dies at the end, he's going to see, oh, they planted B as well. Like, really? Can't catch a break. Shiro holding for this wrap, and Rops probably a dead man on the swing. Shiro knows he doesn't have to stay around, risk giving this AWP away. Feels more than comfortable to play this one by the numbers. And so Gambit, they are going to find that 4th. They get themselves the equalizer well and truly back into the swing of things now. This is ideally where we see a response out of FaZe Clan. Put a stop to that momentum. You already highlighted its importance earlier on, Hugo.
Rob solo boosted into the boxes. I don't even know how he did that, Harry. Get back on that demo. Here we go, Gambit here to play. They've woken back up. And FaZe are coming in with a buy. Broky's gonna have that AWP. Shiro, of course, still stealing his from a couple of rounds prior. And even Rop's joining the party. You got more than enough AWP potential on this FaZe Clan roster, right? Karrigan, he's been in that wheelhouse before. Twist, no stranger to the sniper, but it's Rop's for this round.
It's interesting because Rop's has oftentimes looked to have a bit of a fight over in middle. He is here with that AWP, and if he looks to go walking in for a peek, well, Shiro's here to tell him something about that. Setting up outside of long, Gambit, taking all this real estate again. Just one of these standard defaults, looking to lock out middle, looking to take the tunnels away, hold on to these long doors. You know, guys like Karrigan like to get aggressive here. That second AWP on Rops is still in middle, still waiting for its chance to prove itself. He's holding a flash for the peak on JKS right now.
Smoke is always scary. Never know if you're going to get spammed through. And JKS does try his hand, but won't hang around. Silences just give you that little bit more freedom to be standing in the danger zone and run boost up Cat. Broky's missed the shot. He's got to drop off. No way in hell he can hit that with only a pixel gap. And back they go into the second sniper. Dropping into mid. Could be their demise, but Rops, oh, he just escapes. Shiro was on his angle. Rops bounds out back into B, and FaZe start 5-on-4.
Gambit needs solutions. Gonna look to throw a bit of a mid to B into the mix. This is the true test of this secondary AWP on Mr. Cool. Up in the window, Rob scoped up, ready for a mid peek, and Broky's gonna steal it away. The AWPs are winning this round for FaZe Clan right now, and Rob's now given ample time to reposition. Back of the site, he couldn't save here last time, but can he save the round this time? The first kill, there's more where that came from, and Shiro gets impatient. Really wants this shot, and he's not being given it. Flash to set up Rops. That molly's really going to heat things up for him. And oh man, he's the devil incarnate. Only now burning alive. Rops up and over. Shut out by Shiro, but there simply isn't time. And FaZe Clan, they will walk away with their heads held high. A fifth under their belt.
Every little trick in the book, Rops has got it, man. He knows how to line up smokes. He knows how to stop getting headshot behind the box. Just staring at the ground. And that is perfection for Rob. Should have been dead here on the trade for Shiro. Don't know how he even got out. And Broky just a banger through the smoke. Gambit. But the going's good, it's real good. But if they're not getting that opening kill, we are seeing real problems. FaZe locking them out of rounds in the opening seconds, and Shiro saving once again. We hoped he'd be more aggressive. We hoped he'd be more at the front line, this guy, right? Because even coming into this year at FunSpark, the previous events, Gambit were winning back at V4 to close last year. Shiro, he looked different, man. He looked pumped up.
Yeah, I think the penny kind of dropped, right? That like, if we're going to take down a Titan like Simple, we're going to try and beat someone like Monacy. You know, we need our AWP to get involved on a continuous basis. And we saw Shiro looking to kind of reinvent himself somewhat. Now, him and Broky, two of the players that lead the way in terms of clutches at this event, but we are getting a more tamed Shiro out of this one to open up this quarterfinal. Let's see if that's set to change. This AWP pushing up the short side, Axal working the long control again. Him and Karrigan having a kind of battle of their own over here on the long side. Broky might look to help him out, smoking off those long doors, gonna buy even more time for FaZe. And that will send Axal away. He doesn't want to commit to the long peak anymore. Rejoining his teammates over here on short.
FaZe's util's been perfect this map already. They know the Gambit aren't running these pacey rounds. They know they can buy their time to the final 20 seconds. Nade in. Here comes Gambit, looking like to commit. Lovely bit of util damage. Broky on the cross. Gonna miss this shot. Flash is coming in, and he can't afford to follow up. Oh dear, they're out wide. Down and savagery on the site as he follows up with a fourth. It's Axel trapped in middle, and FaZe a one-way ticket to a sixth round.
Justin frickin' Savage, man! Oh, 4 kills in the blink of an eye. That is beautiful.
What a lineup.
Look at this, right? Here's Broky missing. He knows he needs to help out, knows he needs to get involved, and even finds Nafany, of all people, lost to CT spawn. FaZe take the lead, and they're intending to stay there. Shiro, another chance at the AWP cross. This time misses, but if he goes re-peeking, oh, for a moment, Rops was on the angle.
Okay.
Instead, looking to reinforce B, a bit of a faster round. It's a good nade out of Twist, but he needs the B hold, needs to step up. Rops is dead, and Twist still holds the line. Oh, smoke spam, gonna get rid of him. That bomb now makes it across. We're left in a 3-on-3 retake. FaZe Clan finally have to play one of these rounds through to completion, all grouping out. The other side of these mid doors, util to hold them back for now. Gambit are on a timer. Eventually, FaZe are going to look to come through, going to look to blaze their way into this retake, back into the site. Shiro waiting at the tunnels. Inters and Nafni bearing the bulk of the pressure, and here's that push. Carrigan, the man to open. Inters, oh, dead! JKS and Carrigan, they won that B site.
My God, Gambit, you know, you have to admire the pace change, the quicker B pop of FaZe. That's the danger. You give them a fast round, they're going to have all the util in the world to pummel you on that retake. Lovely smoke. Mollies to push Gambit out of position. And right now, JKS is looking crispy. Maybe his best game yet. 10-4, him and Carrigan piece together that round. And it's not even close in the 3-on-3. I felt like Nathani's trade was enough to at least get them involved. Not today.
At least with how that retake looked as well, like we were kind of talking about, you know, what's going to happen with the roles with JKS coming in this quarterfinal. They waited till Carrigan was that man to go in first, JKS being the second player in. I wonder if that's how they're going to look to use him in this second half. It looked very convincing just then, didn't it? FaZe Clan up 7-4. And wouldn't you know it, Gambit have got no money, so a chance to extend this lead even further now for the veterans of FaZe.
Yeah, these are the hardest rounds on Dust 2T side as well, where you don't have money. I mean, they only had money on Shiro, Harry, so he's gone for the hero AWP,
okay.
Solo AWP, into pistols, into Ds. These are not rounds that Gambit should be winning, but we just talked about Shiro needing to find openers now more than ever. This is quite a Hail Mary investment. Probably going to get flashed out along, going for blind shots, push back by Carrigan and FaZe. When they want long, they've had it for free every time. Shiro now at the forefront of our minds, boosted up for a mid pick, and again FaZe Turtle. The difficulty of getting an AWP going on this T half is already showing. So Shiro's got to be the space creator.
Oh, but JKS over here in middle. You don't want to go toe-to-toe with this guy. Not with the day he's having double swing. That's nice. JKS knocked out of the round after only one, and now they regroup over at the catwalk, looking to make this an A split. Brokey, with his AWP, he's had a lot of misses, a lot of swings and misses on this A-hole. This can't afford to be one of those rounds. And so there is Brokey, chiming in with two, all on Shiro now, and he's dead to those B rotations.
That was a hold, there was a chance, hit that shot, and suddenly Shiro, he's got an ace on the cards. Not today, though. Not to be. I admire the confidence either way. He knows he's being set up with an AWP in the next gun round by his in-game leader anyway. But damn, for a moment, Gambit were all you could think about. Lovely shots for Brokey. He had to pop off here. Sole A player. FaZe up 8-4, double that of Gambit. And Rops, he has continually run this second door. No stranger to it now. Gambit, they want to burst through long, through the smoke, on top of the molly, traded and doubled down for Axel. Good for the opening kills yet again. Brokey once more in the firing line. Gambit, do they want to hurry?
Twist has got a flash. He could look to set up these AWP peaks. Instead, looks like they want to try and boost the second AWP into this site. And now you've got both AWP players here ready to hold the line. Gambit, they pump the brakes. They know that they're not the ones under the pressure right now. They're sat pretty in this 4-on-3, and FaZe are looking for solutions. If they do follow through on the A play, they are walking into this stack. Rob's looking to be that first point of contact, but even if you get past him, oh, there's so much more where that came from. Little info flash, no shots fired. FaZe don't know numbers. They don't know what's happening at long, and now it's going to start to become clear. The smokes go down. Gambit pushing up behind it. Held back by the molly, but only for a moment. It's a few seconds of respite, a couple of seconds to hold your breath and prepare for what's coming your way. These AWPs, they need to hold on. Boost up and over. Axel can't find the opener. And now just having to run it. Oh, there's that first AWP. Are they ready for the second? Rob's tucked in over at Gandalf. Hidden away, and right now all their attention is on the short side.
They have no idea. Any part they go for is going to be open unless they stick it behind the double boxes. The flash comes in. Robs won't even fight. It's Twist with a He follows up and forget the man hidden in the back of the site. It is all the support structure for FaZe that cuts out Gambit from that round. Shiro left to save again. And 9 rounds for FaZe Clan. Standing or not, they will stand up.
That's got to be pressure getting a Gambit. They play that so scared, so terrified. They're a man up. That was their plan. That was their round in the palm of their hands. A couple of AWP shots out of a guy named Brokey. And oh, how it changes around. Him and Twist's not afraid to fight. They're exuding confidence on the side of FaZe right now.
It was definitely worrying seeing Brokey, take a few rounds to warm up, some missed shots on the A side, the over face on long with the FAMAS, but this has been the guy that FaZe have relied on all throughout the group stage to get to this point in Katowice. So nice to see him stepping into his big boots now, 9-4. And Gambit again, forced to buy. The pacey rounds have been shut down in retakes. The slower ones have been read by FaZe. At no point did they lean away from that AAA setup. So right now the calling is beautiful.
This first half is in real danger of getting away from you if you're Gambit. In a very big way. Boost over. Yes. Shiro waiting. And Rops, I mean, he's wanted to fight mid for the longest time. Goes for it, and that's where Shiro's employed on the boost. Deployed to deal with him. Now FaZe have got to try and make this work a man down. We know what Gambit do here. We know they like to slow it to almost a crawl of a pace.
Carrigan turning back. Oh, he's going to get caught. Nade now. Homer just swings. And it's a whiff. A save by the Bell. Anderson steps up, 4-on-4. Gambit, they've lost their split. Now it's just back down to the long stack, and we've seen this one before. FaZe have had no problem containing this play. JKS is even here as well.
They're about to play this contact. They're not throwing out any util here. Maybe a little underhand smoke to try and get them over. And yeah, they wait till they get real close. JKS around the smoke. Spear to spam damage, but nothing to write home about yet. Boosting him up now, boosting him into the fray. Oh, I say it. Here we go. Finally up on his perch. JKS, they know about him, but does that make it any easier? Only good for one. Bomb makes it into the site. At this time, there's ample time to plant for Gambit. No excuses in this one. They know about Brokey. They've seen the barrel. Shiro's got him trapped in this little prison. Can't move anywhere, needs to get bailed out, and so Carrigan's now applying pressure. Shiro, a lot to deal with, catches Twists on the cross, now off the angle, and Brokey owns it. Carrigan dared on the short flank, and Brokey's gonna make a play, but not today. Shut out by the AWP of Gambit.
And that's more like it. Brush the dirt off your shoulders. Gambit realize what they're fighting for, their map pick at the end of the day, and they can't allow this one to slip through their fingers. Looking for the 9-6 half. FaZe have got all the money in the world and go back to an AWP on Brokey, but Gambit, ooh, it's taken some time. Maybe shattered a little bit by the tech timeouts. Shiro, however, has been at the forefront of these last couple of winning rounds. Ooh, it's not pretty. Haven't he seen him? Rob's blinded himself. He should be a dead man. And there it is. Opening kill yet again for Gambit. And so they go cold once more. Is this going to be a gamble?
I mean, it often has been for FaZe. And oftentimes the gambles have been right. You know, you've got to make moves in positions like this. And no one knows that better than the man at the helm of this FaZe squad. Pushing down the short side. Carrigan backed up by old mate JKS, and side by side they're looking to regain control of middle. They see that smoke come out, they deal with Shiro in top of mid, and as they try to go up to plug this hole, oh, even more kills start to come through. Brokey gets involved. That's the bomb lost in top middle. How on earth do you reclaim this with Brokey on the angle? He's not looking to give this up. He's sticking around, fighting till the very end. Carrigan's even flashed back in on the short side. They just won't let you into mid. They won't let you have the respect, and Brokey's there to put up even more resistance. Only Axel a long way away from winning this round. The bomb loose in mid still, worlds apart, and oh, it's a tag. Dinked up, Brokey's there to close, and it's a 10-5 half for FaZe Clan. Now they get to set the pace. Now we're in FaZe's T-side, baby. How's it gonna look? I can't wait to find out.
One out. Peeking. Nothing. You go fence.
Long.
One more.
I'm
gonna rotate.
Pulling off. Just two more. One in the pit. Haven't crossed yet.
One corner. Shiro, two there.
Holding as well.
Three there.
All three?
Hold.
Holding.
I'm hiding. I'm only. Two more.
Let's all fight together.
Two more there. One more. Last week. Nice! Good shit!
play from Brock. Then up a bit, he's knocking him down like bowling pins. He gets 4. Is he on for the 8th? Tough kill and run. He's back to spawn. Robs, will he find this? Oh, he locked it up. Robs.
FaZe Clan rain on the parade of Gambit here on Dust 2. Man might be stuck back in quarantine, but oh, he's here in spirit. This one's for rain. 10-5 up. A blistering lead for FaZe Clan. And Gambit, they're now going to need to respond. This CT side better be lights out, or else FaZe are teed up to run away with this.
There's one thing Gambit are known for. It's for long and out games. It's for CT side comebacks. But this is one of massive magnitude. FaZe, what's the pace going to look like? Quick out long. It's a bit of a ruse. Bomb's waiting on Karrigan's back, and Twist has taken that space. Meanwhile, triple lower. FaZe creep, they crawl, and Gambit wait.
Flash through for Shiro. That's ballsy. He gets the info. There's a lot of guys in lower. Well decided against going back. And now FaZe on the tipping point of getting this mid control and looking to commit. Maybe up the catwalk. That bomb still floating around in the top of middle. Question now is, when do they want to make their move? Or are Gambit going to make it first? A double swing and twist. All needs this. Wrestling with the Glock. No way he gets them both. This just shouldn't happen. Meanwhile, up the short side, Hobbit mows him down. Oh man, talk about a pistol. Hobbit's dead. Brushed aside, and it's FaZe Clan left up in the 2-on-1.
Unbelievable. Twist got both those kills at long. Finished the dink. It's Inters on the big flank, and FaZe, they got time to set up, sit down, and take their post-pass. Twist is open, however. Crouches behind the car. Inters, one shot will be all he needs. But does he know where the man sits? Now he does. Inters, 1v1. Rob's back on the bomb site. No kit. Time's a problem.
Now's the time for Robs to show his worth, right? Show he's been saving it all up for the land stage and hiding around back of the site. Inters has no idea. Moving in. A quick tap going to be needed from either party. Inters, couple of shots missing. But he does find the conversion. There's no time, though. Oh, Robs has done enough.
Shadowed by the smoke, and FaZe up. They are phasing Gambit out. Pistol round taken. And now problems start. If they weren't already rearing their head, Gambit are running out of chances.
There's almost too much to talk about in that pistol there. From the Hobbit mowdown with the dual Berettas, out of time in the clutch scenario. Oh, man. All right. I'm already liking this FaZe T side. I don't know about y'all.
Definitely felt too slow at times for Gambit in that first half. Didn't feel decisive. If they weren't getting that opening kill down mid on Shiro, they were having problems. Right now, FaZe are deciding to win rounds, and they're doing it aggressively again. Karrigan out long, gone after one, and Axel tucks down to the pit low. FaZe bail. They bound out. They look at new avenues of attack, and he is free, as the old saying goes. Only one man here.
Yeah, Intez is about to really have his work cut out for him. Shiro, tagged on the cross, can't play into the round, and so it is all on Intez right now. All the money, all the marbles. Intez around this box in the site has so many bodies about to come his way. First bit of damage done, but his Twist getting the kill. And just like that, round's been delivered to FaZe Clan. There's no attempt in this one. Gambit left with no choice but to save again.
Welcome to the big stages, against the very best, against the most experienced. This is a statement game out of FaZe right now, and Gambit are getting slapped at Shiro with a shot, just trying to hold on, and FaZe won't even give him the option. They leave yet again. Smile on their face and 12 rounds in their pocket. Gambit, force to force, they've got to keep it up on the CT side. Rifle rounds will elude them.
And so there it is, 12 on the board. That's FaZe now with both pistols, both conversions. And it's doing them a world of good. Gambit staring down the barrel of an eco round around these saved weapons. And some little highlights from JKS. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah, he's just been so good, man. He's 3-1 in opening duels right now. He was locking out rounds on CT side, anchoring down A with that beautiful multi-kill. FaZe very mobile on CT when they needed to be. Just not afraid. Gambit just keep these two guns and put nothing around it. Wanting that rifle round now more than ever. Nafany's climbed up in the smoke, but it doesn't matter with FaZe. Looking for a little crunch. 3 players moving in. Inters just gets hard cleared and the Gambit, it's full white in their eyes as FaZe find 13.
Shiro and Axel are going to lean into this save again, but I mean, it's a little awkward, right? It's going to leave them with a Scout and a Galil. Come this full investment in the next phase. This is great. You're rubbing your hands together if you're Karrigan and the rest of the gang. 5 alive at the end of this round and a 13 to your name. You can almost taste going 1-0 up in this series.
Yeah, and on Gambit's map pick of all places, the one they've not even got to warm into in Katowice, as said, 3 out of 4 opponents banning it against them. Gambit even dropping it in the second Banner 1 series. They've been saving this for the playoffs, and right now it looks like FaZe are just going to knock them out. KO. And 13-5, easy as that.
All right then, Gambit, this is it. This is the moment you've got to try and keep your dreams of Dust 2 alive. This could be one of the only CT buys that we see them field. Might just end up slipping on by if they don't get this one over the line. There's a hell of a lot riding on it. It's a Gambit. If they weren't feeling the pressure before, they certainly are now. You've got the AWP on Shiro, rifles for everybody else. Kit for Axel, that's the only one in place. Something to bear in mind for later, perhaps. Karrigan out towards long, but he knows your tricks. He's ready to get rid of the Molotov and pushing the smoke. JKS gonna get the opener. Axel on the receiving end. Mid, dead. Nafany brushed aside. And success getting found all around the map. Karrigan, oh, it's so awkward, but he gets out. How's he still alive?
Gambit are under such duress, such disrespect. FaZe won't give them room to breathe. And the flash ends Shiro's round, ends the AWP and forces the save. It's 14-5, and you gotta love the calling out of Karrigan. Compare the halves, the slow T sides, the meticulous time ticking down, the util burning for FaZe in that CT half. And now look at this, just running amok, running through smokes and not giving Gambit the room to breathe.
I think FaZe love it. I think they've been waiting to get on this T side. You know, even that's where we were worried for them. I think they've been waiting to be the ones to set the pace in this, and what a pace they've set.
Hey, JKS is running out long and getting entry kills onto Axel. Like, what world are we living in right now?
You're living in a FaZe Clan world, Hugo.
Yeah, maybe we are.
Just might be the case. I mean, this is 14. We said for Gambit, you know, this is basically one of the only investments they're going to have on this CT side. And with it not going their way, they are in a really bad place, believe me. FaZe are right where they want to be.
Yeah, necessity is this timeout for Gambit. Groove needs to pipe the boys back up again. Times are tough for Gambit, and FaZe are not looking to relinquish control.
I mean, Gambit said he deserved Coach of the Year. If there ever was a time to show it, right? It's in a scoreline like this. You know, how much can his words spur you on? How many ideas has Groove come up with in this downtime? Because right now, everything looks like it's coming up FaZe Clan.
What a reality check, man. Many of us were holding out for Gambit to be in the finals here. Not in this form, not against this FaZe. Broky's back on his BS. Mid sniper looking for picks in the smoke. Axel shoots through it. It's a nice little nifty way to put out the Molotov, but it still doesn't help Karrigan out with the opening kill. Gambit sits back on that 5-on-4, and it's about time.
Yeah, that's the thing though, mate. You know, Karrigan might be out of the round, he might be out of the server for the time being, but he's still pulling the strings from beyond the grave. What's he gonna cook up for FaZe Clan here? I haven't really seen them in this position yet on the T side. What solutions have they got? Grouping in the tunnels, Twist taking mid, and right now there's no information for Gambit over in middle. They don't know what's coming. They're looking to plug that hole with Hobbit. They're looking to set him up to watch for this mid cross. And now with smoke going out into B. No push on the back of it, FaZe Clan. They're gonna double pump this, and oh, maybe not needed. Rops through the smoke. Is that gonna be the go button? Is that the trigger pulled? Is that the invitation for FaZe to move into B?
Axel's got all the info. Gambit know exactly what's going on, but do they? Will FaZe commit? If Twist gets his kill, probably not. They can double back, and so he shall find that flank. And now FaZe know they're walking into a trap, a stack in the B bomb site, but maybe they'll go anyway. Maybe they don't care. At 14-5, they feel invincible, and they fly through with flashbangs aplenty. JKS, the B site to find FaZe 15. Forget nails, forget coffins. For Gambit, there's no body to bury.
Brutalized. A 5-on-4 just turns immediately into what was a 4v1. Up until that one exit out of Shiro, not even a player had been found. Oh man. A statement to find 15 for FaZe Clan, and they might even want to hunt Shiro down. At this point, why leave anything to chance? Why let him bring this off into the next round? The hunting squad's been dispatched, they're looking for him, and oh, they've seen him now. There's more where that came from, Shiro. It's not just one man. Look at the minimap, man. They are collapsing in on Shiro right as the clock is set to expire. There's Rops at long to seal the deal. The AWP taken out, and 15 for FaZe Clan on the board. This is domination.
There is no hope. Not for Gambit, not in this lifetime, not in this map. And they're picking the series as well. Rob's unbelievable opening kill. And even though FaZe know they're walking into enemy territory, that does not stop them for a second. JKS, who's had to fill more boots than one. Every goal he can do it, and now Broky's getting mid picks. It feels inevitable, it feels over. FaZe are running amok in middle.
Look at them, they don't care anymore. They're out through the B tunnels. They're playing it fast, they're playing it loose, and maybe they come to regret that. Shiro's AWP over in middle, and Inters is famous. Will chime in at once. They even wrap Broky. It's left to Rops. Biggest challenge yet. They do feed in the first. Not like this, Gambit. Don't give this guy a chance. Don't give them a reason to believe. Rops has got plenty of time. That's the only thing on his side right now.
Creeping his way, smoke in the way, and Rops does not respect it. Oh, he's seen something. He knows. Rops with every angle in the world to clear, but a one-on-one is presented. 55. Rops sneaks further. There's the shot. Rops has found two. This is a one-on-4. Oh no! And Rops might just knock them all down. The coolest kid on the block in a 1v1 to send Gambit a map down in this quarterfinal.
Rops, this is it. They're chanting his name. He's sweating right now. He might be about to do it to him. A 1v4. The Rops is looking to get over the line to take this map away from Gambit. Axel up through the window. Rops has heard something. Rops knows. Oh, there's the closer. Rops, what a way to lock in Dust 2. A map up now in the quarterfinals, and Rops ain't playing around.
Will be at IEM Katowice.
We're back. We are finally back, baby. It's time to clean the streets of Katowice. Ruiz, Navi, G2, baby, they got nothing on me. Gambit is in town. It's not safe. Hey, where's my Batmobile passport? Time to make Katowice safe again. It's my time. Have you seen Gambit?
Cool. You brought the mask again?
Carrigan, okay, listen, someone's gonna tell you this, but the Batman shtick you got going for you, it was pretty funny a couple of months back, but, you know, it's getting to be a little too much.
What do you mean? Yes, I love it.
Yeah, but have you seen her content?
That's true. It's shit.
Window.
A swing and a miss, unfortunately, for Gambit. It may have been their pick, but FaZe are the ones to be netting the home run. And what a fashion to do it in, gentlemen. So many highlights we're going to be picking out. But I want to begin with that Robs 1v4. We just got the commentary moment for that, the comms from the side of FaZe. I think anyone would be lying if they said they expected him to be pulling that off.
Listen, I was just kind of checked out. I'm like, all right, this round's done. They're probably going to get another one. I'm standing right next to the studio and right next to the stage, and out of nowhere, Robin freaking Cool happened. What a performance coming out from Robs. He's a guy I had my eyes on heading this particular matchup. But JKS, your boy can seemingly do everything.
I mean, he was entering all the way. The thing is, like with Justin, he started off with like obviously on a rotation position that the train usually plays, and he was hitting the proper sides all the time. I don't know if that was a Kerrigan's call or his own call, or the game plan was to play more towards A than to middle, because he was always on the right spot on that CT side. Luckily, it was I mean, luckily for them, but it was pretty. Gambit was pretty lucky to get those 5 rounds in the first half, because they were playing so slow. Things that I mentioned before in the pre-game, they were playing super slow. That's something that, you know, on Dust 2 it doesn't really work these days, at least in my opinion. Fast can controls or something, fast Xbox or something that you need to be doing all the time and just keeping, you know, the defense on the back foot. They were super slow, and then their utility got drained a little bit, but, you know, they had all the people on the right spots, and Justin delivered as well.
And yeah, and if you look at the side of FaZe, it was a complete opposite, right? The complete opposite approach coming in. You saw a lot of aggression coming out towards mid, keep on peeking and prodding and poking and prodding rather, making Gambit feel very uncomfortable. You switch over to the second half, the calling from Kerrigan, the complete opposite coming out from Nafany, just snappy calls, a lot of confidence coming in with those calls. And again, when you have JKS entering like a beast, I mean, it's going to work
Especially if you win the second pistol and convert the second round, it's 13-5. You have so much space to call whatever you want, right? Yeah. And he called the right things and classic Kerrigan things, so I believe this was a straight-out blowout.
Yeah, it was. So surprisingly as well. JKS, like you pointed out, initially, he was a little quiet, but in that goose position, so many multi-kills, getting that 4K was massive. Switching onto the T side, again, entering. Like, I didn't even know he could do this.
Kill on long, and then he got the double entry kill on B side towards the end of the map. Right here, he's going to get the guy at the car, and then he's going to turn and kill the guy. Instead, props to like proper flashes, like flying in at the perfect timing. So overall, like I said, the Gambit got a little bit lucky on their T side to get 5, simply because they got a lot of long spawns. They got blessed with some long spawns. They utilized them. They got a little bit of like, you know, this kind of pinch situation on A side, which they kind of converted into rounds. But besides that, that's it. Nothing more.
And even a couple of rounds that came down to some mistakes being made by FaZe, right? Where I think the one round where Brokey peaked unnecessarily, giving away free kills and opening up to the A bomb side. But apart from that, I have
to mention missed smokes as well on the B.
Yeah, a missed smoke and just 2 guys walking and not being traded. A lot of fundamental mistakes being made. But overall, that looked like FaZe through and through.
I think fearless is the word I would use to sort of summarize FaZe in that first map as well. And I think it was an interesting question. You know, obviously you were putting Rops under the microscope coming into it. He definitely delivered on every level. You were also saying JKS as well. Just in terms of what we see from the sample size of JKS, I think it's incredibly impressive that we see him stepping in from Rops, completely different role now, coming in and replacing Rain as well. Super versatile what we've seen so far.
He was like, it's not for nothing. Like, he was a top 20 player 2 years in a row. So that means he can do all kinds of things. He can even op if needed.
Okay,
watch out, Brocky.
All right, so he could do everything, clearly. But jokes aside, right, the fact that they were able to pivot 3 players towards an A side with JKS being there meant there was a lot of pressure on his shoulders off Rops, primarily towards the mid-B bomb side area. And he delivered. I think it was like 9-2 or 10-2 at one point in the first half with the AWP. The secondary AWP coming into play and being very impactful. A little too aggressive for my liking at the very end there. They did give away some opening kills.
I mean, that's a double-edged sword. Sometimes you're going to get the rounds that you want. Sometimes you're going to get punished for being over-aggressive.
Didn't get punished.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah, but they didn't get punished, and that is where question marks have to be raised for the side of Gambit.
Well, we've been singing the praises of Mr. Savage indeed, and luckily we do have a few words from him, courtesy of Heku, after that first incredible map.
So right now I am joined for a short, tiny little interview with JKS, because I don't want to delay your foot for too long, because you need to prepare for Inferno. But you guys really surprised us right now, because right now you took away Dust 2 against Gambit, against a team that won the previous Katowice. And another thing is that you were actually brought into this team to instead of Robs. Right now you're playing instead of Rain. How much time did you actually have to get adjusted to his positions?
I mean, I had a few days because obviously he was sick with COVID, so we didn't know if he's going to test positive or not. But I mean, like, most of his positions are kind of similar to me, but obviously some positions are more aggressive. So, I mean, like, I did have a little bit of time and I watched a lot of demos of him and other players as well. So, I mean, I had a couple of days. Yep.
Well, your upcoming map is actually going to be Inferno. And when it comes to FaZe, I mean, Kerrigan has kind of like a special history when it comes to this map. Do you guys feel prepared to actually take us, like, to make sure that it's going to be a 2-0 and we're not going to do a third map?
Yeah, I think we're pretty prepared. I think we prepared just about as much as we could with all the things happening. So I'm pretty familiar with what they do, and I've been watching some of their scrims and stuff like that. So it's not going to be like too big of adjustment. But yeah, I mean, if we just play like we did before and keep the mood up, I think we should play pretty well.
Okay, thank you very much and good luck.
Thanks.
And that is really great that we get to hear from jackz. The fact that he's aware that he's going to have to be playing more aggressive if he's taken up these roles.
He even
from Ray.
smiled a little bit.
Yeah,
you know, that's the
happy
thing. Like,
savage.
yeah, he is like the intensity of his voice is like he's ecstatic right now. People don't know him, but I do. He's ecstatic right now. Definitely coming into Inferno, it's a different beast. If he goes to rain spot, which is B on CT side, that's heaven for him. He loves to play. That's his usual natural spot. On the other side, on T side, it can be a little bit problematic because he used to play holes, and now Robs is playing holes, and he's going to be switched to Waller, which is Rain's position. So that position requires you to be a little bit more reactive, a little bit more aggressive. So Justin is not like that by nature. So maybe they have something prepared in that side of the map. So well, I guess we have to see.
I have to see. On the other side, for Gambit, right? This is it. This is do or die. This is where you need to make a stand. Listen, you're going up against FaZe, who. Look, I'm praising FaZe for the fact they're able to take that map, how far they've come. But listen, they're playing with a Stan and Rain, one of the more core players in there. Gambit, defending champions, looking to make it all the way to the finals, maybe even winning the entire thing altogether. Now that you need to win 2 maps back-to-back and somehow qualify to the semifinals, they have a long path ahead of them, and now is the time they need to show what they're made of.
As a possible problem on Inferno, I can see the T side for Gambit, I mean the CT side for Gambit, but T side for FaZe, is the fact that Gambit doesn't like to play aggressive banana. Usually as a CT, they hold off their utility, they don't go aggressive D banana, so that will allow some space for Kerrigan to get that map control and then have a mid-round call on the proper side, and then maybe get a decent T side, what, 6-7 rounds maybe, and then go to the CT side and try to close it out.
Well, we do need to get into the second map of the deciding best of 3 series. Inferno on the cards next. But before we do jump into that, we do need to get a few thoughts from Rahone of exactly what's going to go down on this map.
Hello and welcome back. I'm going to go over the key tendencies and strategies that can be found preparing against Gambit's Inferno. Starting off on the T side, we first want to look at the key positions and who plays them. We should be expecting Axel to be the lurk towards Banana, Hobbit as the player towards Apartments, and Nafany as that mid-boiler player. The first and most important tendency to look out for is when Gambit used 2 flashes in a row to take mid brackets. Based on their past matches, when this happens, Banana is completely open as Gambit tend to have the entire team over at A. Keep an eye out for this and we'll see if the CTs can capitalize on this detail. Now over on the CT side, we also want to be aware of who plays which positions. We should be expecting Nafany and Hobbit to be holding down B, Axel as the Halls player, Inters as the A site rifler, and Shiro with the op towards A. One thing to look out for on the CT side is when Hobbit throws this specific smoke from the B site. The only time he throws the smoke is when he's boosted Nafany up on the triple boxes, so as a T coming in towards the entrance of B, seeing this smoke thrown from the site side should be a giveaway that Nafany's boosted. The last thing to look out for on the CT side is when Axel throws this Molotov down middle at the start of the round, and that's because every time he's thrown this Molotov, Gambit have started with 3 at B. This will be an important tell for the T's to look out for if they plan to fight Banana at the start of the round. That's going to wrap it up. See if you can spot these tendencies the next time Gambit play on Inferno.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose team badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium. the complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
Hey Future Pros! Today I'll be showing you a sick smoke to block off Banana on Inferno from the A side. This smoke is incredibly precise, so if you want to use it, you will have to practice it a lot. To throw the smoke, get into this corner at the haystack. That's the easy part. Now onto the hard part, the actual lineup. For this explanation, we will use enhanced footage. If you look closely, you'll be able to see these two lines. Now let's pretend this is a box. You will position your crosshair along the top of this imaginary line and ever so slightly to the right. If you're on the correct pixel, then congratulations! You will be gifted with a smoke that lands at the base of Banana. If you mess it up, don't worry, just tell your team you were going for a T-stairs smoke and it should all be good. Good luck with this one.
So you guys won IEM Cologne against Gambit. You guys won IEM Winter against FaZe. Who's winning this third match? Who's winning the grudge match?
Everyone's too humble here.
I think they will beat us.
So let's get into. Let's hear some reasons. I want to get into it.
We will lose. You had to write that down. That question.
Yeah, that was one of my best questions I've prepared.
You should have thrown the notebook away. Wow.
What a toss.
All right.
No, but I mean, honestly, though, here, I mean, you know, you guys having played against each other a couple different times, you guys played both the same 3 maps in both of those different series. Like, what is the change? What are you guys thinking of? Like, how are you guys preparing for this since you kind of know each other very well? Like, is there some angle that you guys can grab a hold on that you think is going to give you the advantage in this next series?
I mean, let's be honest here. I think if anyone's going to have pressure, it's going to be Gambit because we are coming here with like no practice. I had COVID for like 10 days, so the guys didn't even play before Katowice, and they had to play with JKS the first few days, and you don't even know if Rain's gonna play. So I think for us, there's no real expectation, and I think we mentioned that we're just gonna enjoy the stage and just take it round by round, and then see how it goes.
Yeah. For you guys, what's the angle you guys take coming into this? Do you feel a little bit more pressure probably in the matchup specifically, or just overall? No?
I had a dream like to play on Spodek Arena. I think I'm gonna just watch on the arena. I'm not gonna play.
Well, I'm not sure your teammates would like that, but yeah.
I was like, I'm spectating this one, guys. Sorry.
Everybody, I'm just looking for some random people in the crowd to talk to, like big CS fans or... Oh. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. Free for a chat? Hello, hello, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Taco! Taco, what's it like to be here in the Spodek, seeing it filled with all these amazing fans?
Katowice, you are not my friend. You are my brother, my friend.
Dziękuję. Now, you and the Godsent boys didn't make it here, but is it still an amazing experience to be in the arena?
It's always amazing to be here in Spodek. I have been here a few times already. I played the IEM Katowice Grand Finals in 2016. Also, we played the major here, so it's always magic, and it's always a pleasure to be here with you guys. And now, I'm a spectator. I hope so. Next year, I'm gonna be here again playing.
Seeing the... Hey, come on, give it up! Seeing this arena, Phil, that was my final question. Does it give you that motivation to want to be here playing next year?
I want to be here next year, and I'm gonna do everything I can to be here next year. And I count with you guys to be supporting Godsend in IEM Katowice. Thank you very much. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Taco.
Map 2 of Katowice quarterfinal is just round the corner. It's Inferno. FaZe, a statement victory back on Dust 2. A pick of Gambit, and they fall short. Katowice, whether you're a FaZe clan fan tonight, maybe you support Gambit Esports, maybe you're just here for the Counter-Strike, I want to ask you, Katowice, let's get rowdy!
Oh yes, the stage is set. FaZe clan map up in this quarterfinal now, and they're gonna have a T-side start. None of that waiting around, none of that slow Counter-Strike we got out of Gambit. FaZe, they're gonna look to hit the ground running here. T-side pistol ready to begin. I see a lot of dual Berettas. They're all big dually fans. Let's see if they can get anything done. It's a pretty heavy B lean out of the gate for Gambit. 3 strong on this side of the map, and FaZe, they might dodge that danger completely. If they go playing in towards A, there's only 2 defenders here for the Gambit squad.
Yeah, we saw what Hobbit's dualies could do back on Dust 2, but still both pistols and conversions for FaZe clan on that map. They'd love to start things off the same way. They had a fast, aggressive T-side to close Dust. Can the confidence keep flowing? Smoke on long, Moto to follow, and flashes are ready to pop into this site. Gambit only have 2 strong. They're already panicking. They're already rotating. They've got to make moves happen. They've got to hit their shots. Inters overwhelmed on the reload, dead to JKS. The entry king. Katowice and Rops will follow up. FaZe with a pistol locked and loaded.
I mean, he ended the last game with that 1v4. We all saw it. We couldn't believe it. And Rops coming in, exuding confidence now. Carrigan, is he ready for this double swing? Of course he is. First man removed. Carrigan looking to make it a double. Ooh, will bite off a little more than he can chew, but is that the way back in for Gambit? It's only 1 man amidst a sea of FaZe players, and the tides are turning. Only Hobbit left standing, 1v4 and out through the boiler. Doesn't have opportunities to win this one. Surely should just be written off, and Hobbit knows that better than most. He's so twitchy. Oh, now they know where he is. Now they collapse upon him, and FaZe, they're hunting him down from every angle, every corner. They're gonna run away with the pistol round. That's 3 out of 3 now in this series.
FaZe have got to be feeling fantastic. A team that was never meant to make it this far, and a team ace to lock it in. You got to give, again, mad props to Justin Savage. This guy has been through his rigmarole. He's been on the lurk, he's been on the entry, and right there on Dust 2, that did not hold him back the slightest. Force buy for Gambit. It's CT Inferno. It's pretty viable. Got smokes to stall things out. We'll see if FaZe will respect them, though. Right down Banana and right up for Twist. He'll have to give it up as a flashbangs land. Hobbit takes that control back for now.
Right in there with the MP9. Hobbit wants to get stuck in, wants to play into this round. Doesn't want to get relegated to the sidelines. Respectful showing from FaZe. They're worried about this deep banana smoke, and so for the time being, they'll let it sit. They'll let Gambit have this control right until the moment they want to take it away. Now with flashes going over with a molly to clear the logs, they know that no one's deep anymore. Nafany gonna try and play up close to this smoke. And that's kept FaZe out of banana at least.
Oh, it's a gamble. It's a read. But is it right? 4 moving over with Nafany in a often clearable position. FaZe go elsewhere. Long smoke down. They would look like they want to pop through. Carrigan's making moves. Making magic happen perhaps, but we'll see if FaZe double back with Twist waiting on the bottom and middle. Smokes up, Nafany pushes through, and that might tempt FaZe to change their mind. Flank activated, FaZe take more space, and as that long smoke clears, they start to wrap.
Yeah, that push from navi, very, very intentional. They're hoping that getting a kill recommits FaZe back into the B side, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Only Axel here, down in the pit. The Deagle needs to deliver. He's getting given fights one at a time, but can't find anything other than the first. Out of ammo now, he somehow found this Mac 10, but dead to Rops, who goes up and over. Rains death down from above, and that's FaZe converting another one of these pistols. Yet to see these 4 spies stick the landing for Gambit.
That's so shocking as well. Often a team pretty viable with pistols, pretty potent at times, but Gambit, slayed in the first map, need to wipe their boots clean. FaZe 2-0 right now. Gambit will save a little bit of this and that. They can go forth with another 4 spy. navi and Axel eco around it, but FaZe right now, they've got to be flowing with confidence. They've got their opponent's map pick in their pocket. They've got all their star potential showing through. Right now, nothing's going wrong for FaZe Clan.
Yeah, I mean, you say the confidence is brimming. It definitely is. Thus far, we haven't even had to see the likes of Twist deliver his best. We haven't really had to see too much out of Brokey's or a lot of the attention go in the way of Rops, go in the way of JKS, and so it still feels like FaZe have got even more to give. It'll be these saved guns for Gambit. That's all they've got to play around. So FaZe, a really good chance to get off to a hot start here on their map pick of Inferno. Rops looking for the opener, hoping for a mid-fight, but isn't going to get given one right away. Gambit know better. Nades exchanged, but Karrigan's already up and past it. They're not ready for him to be this deep. They've still got nades out at top banana. FaZe have come through this deep banana smoke and now force Hobbit away. Bit of respect out of the man as they take top banana under FaZe control.
Smoke swapped. It was a clean car take for FaZe, but it has been a bit of a warning sign now for Gambit to run that rotate over. In terms of fitting in a stand-in, no better map veto than the ones we have ahead of us in Dust, Inferno, and Mirage. Everyone knows what they're doing. No complication, no difficulty for FaZe. Back up to their business here in B. JKS lurking middle. FaZe ready to pounce. There's a flash for navi ready in spawn.
All right.
Jiro's coming through this smoke.
Yeah, the flash makes it kind of interesting. Are they going to get caught staring right into the sun? They're already past this CT player. The flash is good. Contact made by Shiro and Hobbit, and it melts the offensive out of FaZe Clan. Gambit didn't have much coming into this round, but they're looking to use everything they've got. Brokey crossing, tagged on his way over. They still haven't dealt with Hobbit. Finally, they deal with him. Rops, oh my! Thought he was going to have a replay at the end of Dust 2.
Don't 1v5 in the third round, please. That's just too much for my heart. Gambit will put it to rest. A lovely little force by eco around, saved by the bell. Those flashes through CT to set up Shiro and Hobbit. Even the gap in the CT smoke there for FaZe coming back to bite allows them to paint up damage with Deagles, and Hobbit just capitalizes on every bit of information. It's at times like these where Gambit need to dig deep in moments they haven't played in, where someone like Hobbit, with that experience, with that major run in the back of his mind, needs to step up and put the team on his shoulders. He does in this round, and now it's FaZe that are broke boys.
We don't have a lot of data for how these 4 spies look for FaZe Clan. Very rarely put in this position. Karrigan's always got ideas, always got plans, and this round, he says, JKS, get off the leash, go kill. There is still an angle for Shiro to get involved with this AWP on the long side. Moving back, it's Interns making contact next, traded after one. Hobbit runs at them, runs them down, and does come in with this backstab. Well timed, the nades doing damage. Brings everybody low for FaZe. JKS, is this his hero moment? Is this where JKS reels it back? On with the first, can't find the other. And Karrigan, it's a bomb plant. That's something to play around, something to aim for. He's still got a 1v2, low on HP. Playing around the smoke, nafi's on the angle, and there's Gambit stealing that round away. Keep the good times flowing. A second locked in as they break apart that FaZe 4 spy.
Yeah, nice decision for JKS to get aggressive, man. Catching that AWP with nades out in hand, knew a play had to be made, but it won't get made today, not by FaZe. Gambit come back in with a kill. 2-2, and now it's FaZe forced up it will go nowhere. Gonna have to be pistols, gonna have to give Gambit the respect they deserve. And again, Hobbit, he was the hero of the round prior. This time he's just aggressive, runs down that banana, comes in on the quick flank, knows what FaZe are doing before it's even solidified. Round 5, and it's just Eagles for FaZe Clan.
Really not a lot to work with. Gambit looking to take the early lead here. I mean, they've needed something to feel good about, something to hold on to. Oh, that's a nice opener. karrigan on the receiving end of Shiro's AWP. And that's probably the only risk he's going to look to take with it in this round. Spots that it is just the Deagles out for FaZe Clan and now doesn't want to risk giving this AWP away. Look at the short side setup, man. This is a meat grinder. FaZe, there should be no getting past this. There should be no surviving this triple short setup out of Gambit. Missed shot from the AWP. There's still so many fail-safes, so many options for Gambit in this position.
They're gonna get turned into mints. The smoke is good. They check above the boost, and Brokey hits a headshot. Axel's gonna trade it out. Shiro's already wrapped back to long side with the AWP, but one shot from death. He'll decide to give it up, open up CT spawn when navi comes in off that rotate. FaZe are doubling back. They're giving it another go. Only one smoke, so B is the perfect prospect.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty labored, going to be pretty slow. They had to wait for that smoke to fade, but now they know they've got banana. Now they know they've got this foothold. Hobbit back in CT, was the hero of the B site last time. Gonna need to do it again, and there's the lineup. Lots of damage, but only one. Brokey opens up a route into B. Yeah, he's bloodlusted, he takes out a teammate, but he still gets that bomb across. FaZe should have never had a chance in this round. It never should have even been on the cards, and yet somehow they found their way into a 2-on-3 with the bomb down. They all had to watch as Rops had his moment. Now it's their time to shine. Brokey, a third in the round, and he's out of there, not fighting for this Ruins control any longer. Him and Twists looking to play it together. Gambit, this is very slow. This is very labored. This is wasting a lot of time. And Brokey's on for the ace. 4 out of 5 ain't bad, but there's the fifth.
Brokey!
Just incredible. Oh, man!
That is going to hit you right where it hurts, in the head. Rent-free, Brokey gets there. Round the world. Unbelievable deed shots. To think he killed his teammate.
That's a 6K!
Rez, eat your heart out. And we thought Rops was enough. Nah. We'll bring in another man with another plan, and FaZe Clan go up 3-2, wind in their sails, and Brokey try inside. Wu thinks now, quick up through the B smoke. He's gonna pick navi, slows it down, pulls it off for a second. The flash has ruined Hobbit's day. He's trapped in at the corner.
That's enticing. You know you've got him stuck here. They will give him the respect. They let Hobbit get out. They say, all right, we'll play the 5-on-4. We're fine with that. I mean, already this T-side AWP finding impact. Brokey spurred on, and who could blame the guy? He's setting back up into what looks like one of these A plays. But nothing certain. Not with karrigan on the other side, right? Not with him calling the shots. You never know until it's too late. Might trigger Gambit to try and get some info. They've employed a bit of a gamble, pulling everyone over towards this A-bomb site. FaZe, it's not a done deal yet. They're going to have their work cut out for them, moving into what is essentially a 5-on-4. We need someone to get these openers.
It's a perfect read. Can they follow up? Shiro with a shot drops off, and JKS is cleared from the pit. That's the bomb committed, and that's FaZe having to die on this hill. Will Gambit be able to deal out any more? Hobbit trades onto karrigan, and Brokey again in a 1v4 looking for the ace. 35 seconds, he's already considering the save, and it will just be a bit of respect given the way of Gambit. Surprised to see that from Brokey. He has been the clutch king of this event. Him and Shiro have been those two top players in the tournament. When it comes down to clutches, nothing new for Brokey, but not this time, not today. He wants that AWP for next. Sick read though, like these are the rounds that Gambit are so good at, man. Like a VP-esque, right? Very CIS, making those gambles, pulling everyone over. If it's not the right call, if it's a bad one, they'll just save. They'll give it up and go next round. But instead, FaZe walk right into the lion's den. And right now, Hobbit is just proving to be that hero. He is one of, if not the best CT anchor players we have in this game right now.
I think it's as you get into those crunch moments, you see Hobbit never afraid to try and make a play, knowing that on LAN, right, the kind of rule book that you have goes out the window, right? You can take more risks.
We saw that
can take flanks.
We saw that towards the end of Dust 2 as well, when FaZe were just, 13-5 up and running through smokes, disrespecting. There's a certain level you expect from your opponent, and FaZe weren't giving it. Hobbit tries the same. Boosting up shero this time around, just ducking through the smoke is Twists.
Kind of devastating that he missed the first jump, right? Twist was right there for the taking. Instead, it's still this stalemate early on. Looking like they do want to go back and take banana. FaZe now start to work it. Roki scoped up on the angle. Twist's moving alongside him. It's a pretty terrifying twosome over at that banana side, I'll tell you that much.
Could boost long. It might be their only option to realize that this stack is all wrong. It's the pistols that are being sold down the river.
They're giving a lot of respect over here in mid, though. Gambit aren't going to get this info till it's too late in the round, right? Smoke's starting to fade, but still no one's peeking. They don't realize that they've fallen for this ruse. Hook, line, and sinker.
What now?
They only just get the info, so they start to peel shero around. And with a re-smoke in at top banana, he should get there in time. JKS going to commit to this fake, perhaps. Lobs all his util in, but will get out of there. Goes to rejoin the rest of the gang. The B pop about to come through. That re-smoke is problematic. If you wait for that, you've got less than 10 seconds, so you've got to go through. You've got to find these openers and hop it. shero not missing a beat. Guns now retrieved. JKS moving in and cut down by Hobbit at the back of the site. Still fighting, still going, and it takes Brokey to silence him. Oh, it's a very open plan and not given the respect today. Nafany swings out and seals the deal on a 4.
Yeah, brutal dose of reality there for Brokey. If he gets that stick, suddenly it's a whole different ball game, but nice to see Gambit don't get ahead of themselves, just chase down the final kill. They wait long enough after the plant sound that he might even have it back in his hands anyway. Nice round out of Hobbit, and again, he is that one consistency. Him and shero trying to save this series, trying to save Gambit's tournament life in the quarterfinals on a map that has not been comfortable for them in the past, despite their reckoning and their reign in the last year and a half. So we're not done yet. 4-3 and FaZe broken yet again. Gambit know it, and so no reason to start throwing in random rounds, random reads, and gamble stacks. They start 3B.
And I mean, I'm never ready to write this round off. I mean, you would have been made to look like a fool if you did earlier on. This time, the Deagle, Prodigy, and Brokey is relegated down to a Glock, so someone else going to have to be that point man. No fight for Banana this time. He's going to leave it unchecked, and so that really only leaves you with options to hit this A site and to hit it quickly. Time for that might be now. Still too strong over at B for Gambit, and they're not above pulling a 4th man round. You can see that happening right now. Slowly but surely missing this window of opportunity.
Someone's going to have to hit a blinder here, or it's a shero start. There it is. JKS picked out, and shero is an anti-flash player helping, but no util left, no util needed. Inters follows up, and FaZe are getting ground down into dust. 5-on-3, and Gambit peel back. No kills being given to FaZe. They've got to commit into the setup. Double-faced, Inters, Axel, everyone involved, dropping the bomb and the round for free. That was a must-win for Gambit, and keeping it clean is only going to set them up to go further. FaZe come back in with a bye and with vengeance in their eyes.
This is more like it though, right? This is the Gambit we wanted to see. Cold, calculated, not afraid to take a gamble here and there either, right? It did look like some very scared Counter-Strike back on Dust 2, whereas now, a little more confident, a little more sure in themselves. And I mean, hell, being a map down, they've got nothing to lose. This is going to be a very good eye test for this, this first half. Brokey with the AWP. Triple set towards B early, but shero's up and out of there right away. Axel even getting aggressive, throwing caution to the wind. They've got nades out. Axel's in with a chance, and that's a lovely double. Robs, this one might elude you. It sails on by. No trade today.
He even hit him. Inters might have heard that damage, but I love the call to peel back for Gambit to set up something somewhere else. Don't give FaZe a way back in to a round like this. You could have just decided it in the opening 20 seconds. Still strong on A. nafi has that info, that early warning system that will allow Hobbit to rotate back if FaZe show their face, and they shall eventually. 1 minute on the clock and one flash to do it all.
That'll be the best flash you've ever seen. nafi is blinded, and this will get them real estate, but that's only the beginning of the fight, right? Yeah, you've got them off of top banana. Now you need to get into B. Easier said than done with Hobbit here in the match he's having right now. One smoke, one molly. That's all they've got to make this play happen. Gonna land at CT. Look to cut out the man called Shiro, who's moved in for this rotate. And so for the time being, 3-on-2. Make that a 3-on-1 into the B site. Shiro's trying to get involved, trying to get stuck in over at the back of the pillar. They haven't seen nafi yet. They hear the M4 fire off, but they can't locate him. They can't deal with him. He's hidden away, trying to play the long game. And Shiro, that's when he strikes, when the attention gets peeled off of him. Banana flanks in, and Rops might get shot in the back. There's the closer, Gambit. That's more like it. 6-3 and building on this CT side.
Yeah, FaZe are trying to fake him out in some of these rounds, right? What we have seen from JKS is he is more often on those lurking spots, alone up in middle while FaZe are taking Banana, and the vice versa. He's been at the forefront when they have gone for A hits. But right now, Gambit are not falling for the fake outs. Even when FaZe have 4 players on the other side, Gambit still get that info in time to rotate, and Shiro's not missing. Hobbit's multi-killing most of these defensive rounds. He's getting a lot better of a sign out of Gambit, and like you said, not afraid to get involved. These flanks, down Banana, down mid, they've been well read and well executed. FaZe need to dig deep in what is no longer a shallow series.
Yeah, I mean, you know, on Dust 2, man, Gambit looked like a shell of their former selves. They looked like a wounded animal almost, but as it's been backed into the corner now with nothing to lose, that's where the claws come out, right? 6-3 and pistols again for FaZe Clan. We've had that one bit of success from Brokey. Nothing's come close to replicating that since. Last one of these rounds ended flawless for Gambit. That's going to cause you problems in the long run. There's no easy resets to be found here. In a round like this, you at least want to get away with some damage. Creeping up in the top middle. Shiro smoked off right away. They've learned their lesson about this AWP. Displacing him from the A site and now setting up for the hit.
Yeah, just pop in. Molly smoke gives FaZe a bit more room. Gambit are fine to concede it, as we've seen all half. Shiro's going to have to drop his util. He's blind, he doesn't know where he's looking. nafi trying to cover so Shiro doesn't die, and he will peek out to get the second. Now it's just the short pop. FaZe have nothing left. And no chances here. Shiro's in position, Axel anchoring it down, and it's easy said and easy done. Gambit 4 alive at the end of things, 7-3. It's beautiful right now. FaZe can't crack open these sites.
Yeah, whenever they go, you know, it feels like every time they tried to hit this A site, they've run into a 4-man stack. Be that because Gambit are a man down, or they're just one step ahead. It's happened in every single one of these A takes. So this is where Carrigan's going to start to feel that pressure, right? Hasn't really had a feeling that nafi's been in his head so far, but it's starting to happen now. It's starting to creep in.
Yeah, it is nice to see Shiro just getting so involved as well. He even has a banana spawn in this round. He's 3-0 in opening duels. I mean, back last map, Brokey never orbed Shiro, not once. And so while he started strong, and that certainly looked good, he doesn't have it in this round, and it's up to Shiro yet again to be that deciding factor for Gambit. Back in spawn. Getting popped in, Shiro's right behind, FaZe cowering behind the wall.
Oh, Shiro saw something, that much is certain. Shot sails on by, and FaZe give him respect for the time being. JKS setting themselves up inside of the boiler, smoke over, thrown in by Robs. Trying to get JKS's lurk to be a little more impactful. They're hoping they can sell this one to Gambit, sell the illusion of an A play and pull that 4th player over. For that to happen, JKS has got to make noise. A lot of attention on this guy right now. The rest of FaZe Clan still just waiting back at Banana. And with him set up now over towards the long side, JKS has called, I can cut down rotations. I can thin the herd. FaZe pulled the trigger on this B hit. Hobbit up close, ready, gap in the smoke. They don't know about it. They've gone past him. They've lost him in the smoke. Rops will get rid of him. JKS misses the timing for the first, but still has a route into the round as he catches Inters moving over. navi, the man who made it past, does deal with Rops and Brokey. Even though he gets that plant, he's run down. JKS probably too far away. Surely shouldn't have a chance in this one, and he knows it. Gambit already on the site. They're not on the bomb yet. They're waiting for JKS, and he's never going to arrive.
And that one's going to hurt. He didn't even realize how much time he had, how much opportunity he's been given, but still coming in through spawn against Shiro would have probably been cut down anyway. It's a safe save, and it's a big round out of Gambit. As soon as they hit Brokey sticking, they call swing together. They know he's alone. And it is a little uncomfortable right now, right? This is something that didn't matter on the T side of Dust because it was so quick and it was so clean, and FaZe were just running these fast rounds. We didn't really see lurkers ever get drawn into question, but Rops, I mean, throughout Miles, throughout FaZe, he's, or throughout Miles rather, he's loved lurking in the apartments. He's now no longer in his position of comfort. They've allowed JKS to feel more comfortable maybe, but the results are yet to speak for FaZe. We'll have to see if they have any more to show. 8-3, Shiro's back on the mid angle, but not forever.
I mean, Shiro's been really good over here towards long. He's hit the ground running to open up Inferno. It's exactly what Gambit needed. He's almost looking like they want to test the waters here out in top mid, and that will put them in the firing line. It's only a leg. Carrigan counts his lucky stars that he's still alive here. Will that come to matter? Will Carrigan be the one that got away? They're taking this long side. They still got banana control. Options are open at FaZe. They don't have to commit to this A play just yet. Still have time. The red carpet's not quite rolled out. This could be a CT wrap.
Yeah, but into Hobbit, in the smoke, FaZe don't know, and surprise! Right in the face is JKS. Shiro's going to have to stop this on his own. And jumping the shot. How do they make Shiro miss these? Carrigan cuts him down. Twist picks into B. And suddenly FaZe have found a route to a fourth. Don't speak too soon.
A lot of teams would just save here. A lot of teams would look at a 2-on-3, and on the numbers alone, they wouldn't want to go for it. Gambit, they like most teams. That's what we're about to find out. They are moving over. They are looking interested. Maybe if something presents itself, that's going to lead them to give this a go. Staying alive here is enough. Player count alone makes Gambit lean into the save, and that's been confirmed now with Inters grabbing this orb. They're playing for exits.
They're going to get him.
They're going to get faced. That much is certain. Going to have chances to chip away at the money at the long game for FaZe Clan. Can FaZe get out? Couple of missed shots from this AWP, and just like that, Inters is out of there. Everyone exiting. It's another tag, but this orb is cursed. Can't kill anybody.
Yeah, you got to give it to FaZe. Not many people can survive jiggles onto Shiro's AWP, but JKS gave it a go. And the bait play out through CT to allow Carrigan to cut off that AWP rotating, that was the kill that wins the round for FaZe. Twist even entering, he was on his own the whole time in Banana. At any point he dies, that round is suddenly a difficulty. Everything had to go right, and so it did. For the FaZe, they're building in.
They found a little gap. They found a hole in the armor of this Gambit defense. But is that going to be enough to cling on to? Shiro boosted at Banana, will have to dismantle it as he's blinded off the angle. Once again, FaZe aren't really leaning too heavy towards this banana control in this round. And so this one might be one of these fast A-pops out of FaZe Clan into top mid. They get JKS out. Oh, they coming back. They want to give B a look in after all.
Again, no stranger to the stack up for Gambit. But this time it will be tested. Shiro, it's a dry contact play. He's going to have to flick back. Shiro, does he hit these? Surely not. Oh, it's close, but Carrigan with a kill. He had a slow start to this map. He has come alive at right time. B is free, and FaZe look for 5. Gambit might just have to surrender yet again.
Yeah, once more, I mean, you need to be given a reason to want to go for this. Hobbit is the man looking to give you reasons. But with everyone else so far away, anything Hobbit does is going to be in vain. Gambit don't want to go for this one. They're going to let it sail by. They give FaZe the respect. And I mean, even then, Guys like JKS, just a thorn in their side, just another problem that you got to get past. Even a boost to catch out players leaving. Oh, that's beautiful. Brokey goes up, goes over. And now Gambit, their economy in ruins, are at least starting to get there. They're starting to feel the burn of being on this CT side. Any more players that could get found would be so valuable to FaZe.
And this is what we talked about when we mentioned Industrial FaZe. You know, they're not always playing the expected round. Right there, Shiro's waiting for a flashbang to give away the fact that FaZe have retaken Banana. They've done it near every time from bottom T spawn. This time they don't. They wait for the smoke fade, Karrigan creeps in, and it's one kill on the Shiro, who almost flicks in time, but almost doesn't cut it, not on the stage. 5 up for FaZe. Still the route to a good half here on Inferno. Not there yet. Still money for Gambit.
Oh, you can see Brokey's so paranoid about this slightly deeper iteration of the smoke, worried that that means someone scoped up. Nades dropped for the B hole. Look at that. Look at that. Even they're celebrating. All right, then.
No time to clock about. FaZe, they're going fast.
Oh, it's a trade of damage. Shiro comes out on... JKS is shooting at ghosts. Dead to the man in pit, and now pressure's on for old mate Rops, trying to fill this void. Karrigan dead on the mid-swing. Rops gets out through the balcony, and Twist's here to fight alongside him. Gambit aren't out of this one yet. Thought this round was a done deal, but now they are left in the shadow of this retake. Rops, the man who took it all away at the end of Dust, alive and well down in the pit, has got old mate Twist to fight alongside him. Gambit rapping, coming in from every conceivable angle. The apartment, short side. Rops gonna have to deal with both of them. Can't hang Twists out to dry. And now he's getting aggressive. He's mopped up Shiro. Twists, head on a swivel, turns back around, but can't convert the spray. Rops has got to do it all. They drop onto him. There's the first. Just Nafany left to be, and Rops, it's another clutch.
The star power in this roster is unrivaled right now. You got clutches coming out from everyone. You got opening kills. You got beautiful in-game leading. FaZe keep piecing these rounds together, and after a very messy start, that's a 2-on-4 converted in the post-spawn. And they just won't stop. Gambit, that's their money getting drawn to a close. Last round, got to force, got to buy everything you can, and they always find a way to get the AWP. Thank goodness. Shiro, the one certainty. Back to long for him.
It's in rounds like this where Shiro's going to be feeling the pressure to get involved, and there's one way to do it. Strike while the iron's hot. Twists, oh man, might be roasting in fire, but still looking to get involved. And all that Molly's done is trap him further forward. It's brought him to them. Nafany will stand his ground, and Twist wins that over at B. That's a red carpet rolled out. Shiro trying to fill the void, trying to fill the hole, but you can't get past Twist. 3 in the round, and now onto the AWP. Twist wants it all, holding for these rotations, smoking his way. Man, that's a rare act of mercy. That smoke has kept Gambit alive, kept them in a 2-on-3. Twist on the angle, and there's number 4. Can it be another ace? Missed shot, and Axar will deny it. Still in with a chance. Now on the angles, Brokey, and there he is, FaZe. They do pick up that first half, 7-8, neck and neck. Gambit, the pressure's on now. The pressure's mounting. Do they have what it takes?
But Apex's flank does look like it's set for an ace. Yes, indeed, Apex. Shiro to come up clutch, and he's hitting everything as well. Shiro and Zywoo then, but 15 seconds of planting now. Zywoo closing the gap. Shiro's blocks his head.
This series has not been shy of moments that deliver. This little 4K round from Twist, definitely one of them, showcasing just how talented this guy is. Haven't really had to talk about him so far. Brokey, Rops, these guys have stole his thunder. And now with him arriving on the scene, FaZe have paved a path to a 7-8 half on their map pick. Map up in the quarterfinals already. Ooh, yes, it's very real. Gambit moving onto the T side. They've got to step it up. They've got to keep kicking it up notches because FaZe are raring to go. One more time, Katowice. Let's get it on!
8-7, close as they get. Gambit not in control. It's FaZe who want to bring the fight right down to him, pushing into middle. Gambit caught by flashbang. Start broken with a shot, but waiting back on the ramp. On 2 more blocks, make it 3 as Inters fires back, and Karrigan wants to get involved as well. There's the util and the bomb. He can drop it, but he gets double faced and didn't finish his meal. JKS too far to stop this. Hobbit might be the only man there, and he's going to win the fight, but it won't change a damn thing. Gambit double down on their B-pop and win the round, surely, with JKS on such low health.
Yeah, the HP should decide it, right? The HP should be enough. JKS, I mean, this would have to be something monumental. And don't get me wrong, we've had some great moments, but asking for a 7 health 1v2, that might be one ask too many. Moving in, I think he saw Nafany there on the jiggle. Seems very aware of it. Starting to wrap the ruins. Inter's tucked in, neither player facing. JKS has got to be the one to flush them out. And considering he's one shot from certain death, it's going to take a miracle. JKS, time ticking against him now. It's all starting to get a little nerve-wracking, and there's Nafany with the closer. Pistol round goes the way of Gambit, and that is their first in this series so far, at a crucial timing to keep themselves afloat.
Yeah, no better time, right? That would have been FaZe taking back the lead. They've not only won the pistols, as you said, but converted all of them as well, eventually, as those forced by wars have raged, and I imagine they will even now for FaZe. The Armor, name of the game for these boys, and we've seen what Brokey's been able to do with it. But that's a must-win pistol for Gambit. Suddenly, this series ain't looking so cold after all. Act-10's running amok. FaZe wait back in their bomb sites. Brokey floats to the site with the most action, and JKS is making their site have action. Push down Banana, getting involved and getting Axel dead. Still trapped here, but he can re-smoke. He can buy even more time, which might force Gambit into other avenues.
Yeah, suddenly you've got to start looking elsewhere. Banana's off limits, off the cards. JKS getting out and just playing. That 5-on-4 is huge. Doesn't get caught committing, and so it's going to force Gambit to be the ones to make a move. I mean, they can't go against the grain again, right? They can't win it with pistols once more. That's what you're trying to tell yourself here. But are we all just FaZe deniers? Twist. Birds of a feather flocking together as FaZe have everyone over towards this mid area. The Deagle's out. Silence still from Gambit, but eventually that move, whatever it may be, it's got to get made. And FaZe are now pulling a fourth player over. They've got nearly everyone in the right place at the right time. navi out on the balcony, cleared by Twists. Is that the unraveling? Is that the first domino? Shiro and Inters, a big ask now. Brokey back in the site is Deagle. Can't deliver initially, bit more damage. Shiro's onto the pistol and FaZe stealing away. Again.
Gambit just can't break through. Adversity at every single level. FaZe forcing and picking it up, and now this series again gets swept under the rug for Gambit. They've got to keep things going. They've got to fight back against FaZe armed fully with rifles. And man, the Gambit reads, when they came in, when they came through 4-on-A, they were perfect every time. FaZe will use their own book against them. Now this buy pales in comparison. Tech 9s are plenty. FaZe just don't seem fearful, man. They've got the crowd behind them. They've got a map in the pocket. They've got every reason to believe. Look at JKS running down Banana.
Yes. I mean, they're playing like they were always destined to win this series. Yeah. They're playing like they've already won the damn thing. And I mean, hell, it's working wonders. You can't argue with the results. Flash in for JKS, set him up to clear this top Banana area. Doesn't spot anything on the jump peak. Now that could be misinfo. Could sail them down the river on this one.
There's a smoke for Karrigan, but really in a round like this, if they are close up to Car and there's a smoke coming down, they may as well just go through. If they have a good flash ready, might be Gambit's best bet. Especially with FaZe in this current setup, no one's even peeking the smoke. Not that Gambit know that. It's always the danger, the risk you take. It could be a risk worth taking in a round like this. Re-smoke again, 48 seconds. Gambit ready to go.
Look at the read. Look at the read. Brokey's already moving over as well. Karrigan is in their heads. He knows that this is destined to be a B play, and he's put his best man on the case. Even though Hobbit's going back and trying to sell a bit of a fake, FaZe aren't going to fall for it. They've got everybody here. They just need to hold the line. navi to open up. Karrigan, back of the site. I've seen him deliver from this position before. Brokey steals the glory. 3 on the Galil, and Karrigan has the right hook. FaZe clan, they tie it up.
Full house on the B site as well. The little stack that could. 3 there for FaZe, and it's not just T-Reads, it's CT as well. Brokey has had a phenomenal series, especially in this second map, not just that ace. But plugging every hole of Gambits with bullets, and now they're broken, battered, bruised, bludgeoned by FaZe, 9-9. And surely a 10th for FaZe is just Glocks painting the field for Gambit.
Oh, Brokey playing with fire. That was the one Deagle spotted over in alt mid. Gonna be Rops making first contact though, and I mean, this should just be a very clean round. Without FaZe looking, they're fighting this, man. They're not playing it safe. They don't care. They want all the kills, all the glory.
Gotta get those stats. Someone's got to do it. Don't die in the process though. Keeping 5 alive is paramount to building this game back and to staying in the lead. Shiro waits for this underplay.
Okay.
Well, it's a nice little read. He turns in the last second. The spinning top of Beyblade bites back, 10-9. That's FaZe in control, but we wait for the buy of Gambit with bated breath. It's now or never. FaZe won't have the AWP yet. That's the only problem with 5 alive. Neither does Shiro. They haven't left. They're back, baby.
There's no separating them, a crowd favorite. right then. It is the crowd favorites in the lead right now. FaZe coming into this. No AWPs in play, as you pointed out, so chance to really flex what you've got on the rifles, and pretty passive over towards mid, giving a lot of respect to Gambit. Gambit not terribly used to getting respect out of FaZe Clan, so let's see what they can do with this space, with this room that they've been given.
I mean, this is just a mad read out of the gate as well. Often we see these calls come through in the mid-round based off of banana control or where Gambit are starting early, but FaZe have just gone for the stack instantaneously. They have reason to believe that Gambit are not going B, but will this hold forever? Brokey's already started to float back. Want to replenish that util. Plenty of it. Gambit being loud as well. This is not the commit though. 3 up, top car. JKS gonna get worried. You never know when the B smokes are coming.
They're still full committed to this A lane. FaZe are not moving a muscle. Will this be their undoing? That's what we're waiting for. Hobbit is now starting to sell a bit of a fake over towards the top of middle. That's going to really cause FaZe to double down on this decision to leave 4 on the A side. What does that mean? Well, JKS is alone right now, having to anchor this B site solo. He's called for help. Maybe they can get the boost up in time. Instead, Justin Savage through into the Lion's Den. JKS, it's only the first, but Brokey's kept FaZe in the advantage. Not over yet, still with a chance. Gambit, they need this plant. Spam, just falling a little short. And so FaZe, they've been posed the question. A 4-on-3. Man up in a retake, but these are always deceptively tricky. Hobbit gives over the first, and Karrigan follows up with a double. Only Shiro making his last stand, trying to make it happen, tapping them out. Shiro in with a chance, has time to get the reload off. They've given him room, they've given him a chance, and Shiro, one man still to find. Rops, the lone defender, the lone retaker, and he's hunting Shiro down. He just gets away in time. Rops, a little late to the scene. Shiro, this is it. Dead on the swing, but there shouldn't be time, and that there is a Gambit round.
1v4, he was running out of ammo. He was tapping out players. Pinpoint precision for Shiro, doesn't even need the AWP, and that is Gambit living it on, lasting one more round. Karrigan, despite his best efforts, man, he's had quite a resurgence as well. Was 1-11 at one point in this game, came in with a couple of key kills on the Shiro in that T side. Steps up big, but it's Shiro who just locks him out. And the dance through ruins as well. Dodge drops at every turn. If that kill came in, there was just enough time for the stick. 10-10, Gambit keep fighting. Robs doesn't like what he got given. Gonna decide to get involved at the start. Him and Twist, double set up. Hobbit waits in the stairwell. Gambit get very loud in middle. If at any point Twist turns around to watch the boiler, he is open for his own death. Hobbit has slipped in there. Beautiful timing, but speed for the bell. Rob swings out to pick up the kill. Karrigan stopped the first man in, and Brokey's dropped the bomb. FaZe suddenly out of nowhere, 3 kills, and they give up the site.
It looked like Gambit had found every single gap, but FaZe, they fool you into thinking this was by design. Bomb out in the open. Very few opportunities here for Gambit. Shiro is still alive though. We know what this guy can do in clutches. We know how once he gets that ball rolling, he's very hard to put a stop to. He managed to retrieve the bomb. That's something. That's a chance in the 2-on-5 post plant. Karrigan wrapping the short side, Twist in the apartment. Shiro needs to keep his wits about him. That's a lights out shot from Axal to open. And that's just one fight of many still to come. Shiro down in the pit, needs to be that man, needs to be the hero. First shot connects. Waiting with bated breath, and time starting to turn against FaZe Clan. It's a wide swing. Axal's removed, and Twist doubles up.
You gotta give it a Gambit, man. They are fighting tooth and nail for every single round. The clutch in the previous, and a 2-on-5 made 2-on-2 by Shiro and Axal. Still not gonna be enough. But it might be temptation to buy. Bomb plant, bit of damage. Otherwise, you're letting FaZe sweep even further forward. Set for that semi-final. Gambit, they want to take all the risks. They want to keep it fast. And you said it yourself, they've hit the gaps, right? They found a lot of space in that round. They seem to have an idea as to how FaZe are calling the early rounds. They've gone for the Mac 10s, the Tech 9s, the broke by, and it's all on this. back up B with a furious pace.
This could be our FaZe look to win it. If this one doesn't yield results, and oh man, Karrigan and JKS send them packing. No getting past that B hold. The wall's been erected, and there's FaZe in with 12.
You're not going to ruffle FaZe's feathers. You're not going to get in Karrigan's head. He's been here before with higher stakes, with less chances. Just locks down Banana. And Gambit. Time is ticking. Time out on the T side. And only 2K a player going to surely be a FaZe set up for yet another round.
I mean, we don't know it yet, but that could be the round that comes back to haunt Gambit in this series. You know, that decision to invest, that could be the one extra nail in the coffin, perhaps.
It's not even a very Gambit-esque call as well. They love these slow, methodical rounds. I admire the attempt to get aggressive and to run a fast one, but you can't pull the wool over FaZe's eyes. They're dialed in. Hero gun, Axel with an AK, everyone else giving it up. And Gambit are really good at these rounds, especially with an AWP, but even more so with an AK, setting up a one rifle, sending in a martyr to die for the cause, to allow Axel to trade. Those are the kind of plays Gambit needs to be going for in a round like this.
I mean, Axel is that point man. You know, he is the guy who can make all the difference. So if there ever was a time for him to show us that time is now. Slowly working this banana control again. This time, FaZe aren't there to face them. This time, it's going to be a lot of real estate gained for free. FaZe are just hanging back, waiting with these smokes, anticipating a slower round out of Gambit, so it's a nice read, but are they ready for this boost? JKS could get caught jiggling. That's the invitation. That's the red carpet rolled out. Axel blinded back, but the pistols are going to get sent in. The henchman around this saved gun. Karrigan, the pressure's on. He's lost his teammate. He's all alone. They're pressuring him on every side, and Shiro drops him out of the round. Broky's fighting them on equal terms, and the pistols cut loose. Oh, Gambit with this hero AK. Little did we know the opportunities they would have laid out ahead of them. A 2-on-3 retake, and that nade's a thing of beauty. Twist rears his head, but it does get taken off. Robs falls as well, and Axel, one gun, makes all the difference for Gambit.
There's a method to the madness, right? Same play, different pace. Gambit, the slow B-walk, the boost up. Everything about that is calculated. And they catch FaZe completely sleeping. You see the FaZe, they're full of confidence. They're taking every fight they can, but definitely could have been a call to slow down in that 3-on-3. Try and make things a little bit sweeter. Instead, the hole gets dug deeper by Axel. And that was not a round Gambit had any business winning, but they're still here. New round, new game plan, right down Banana with the pace. They won't hold on to it forever, too easy to clear. Too stranded is a player in one of those corners on logs, but instead they just leave JKS jumping and spotting with a full belt of nades. Karrigan's going to send that rotate back, and it does seem like Gambit had made the call in these last couple to look for those weaker players. Both JKS and Karrigan, who were the quietest starters, they're on B. But boy, these guys have warmed up when we've hit crunch time.
Oh, that's a lovely nade down Banana. Not enough to win you the round, but enough to put a bit of pause in Gambit. Soften them up for these M4s. Smoke down, JKS is playing the gap. This is ballsy.
Oh my god, they read it. Even with the lurk loud for Hobbit. There's no more util on B, and FaZe don't care. Shot smoke to Nafany. JKS and Karrigan, all that remain, and Gambit, they're going in, full send.
Here it is, Karrigan swinging out, smokes it down, he can't play into it. JKS, I mean, this position's been cleared every single time. How's he meant to stand and deliver? Back of the site, playing this crossfire with Karrigan, they're looking to swing in. Rob's even throwing up on the boost. This is a thing of beauty. Oh, it's so synergized. FaZe went from no one peeking to 3 peeking in the blink of an eye, and for Shiro, he's got nothing left to do but run away.
Yeah, he can't even get involved, right? No kills were given up. JKS hidden the entire time, lets them cross into Coffin before he mauls them, and the boost timing, as you say, couldn't be better. FaZe They got the depth right now, 13-11, and another crunch round swept under the rug. Shiro can drop a rifle, Gambit can have a couple of guns, but that is, again, all they're going to muster. They've done it before, they can do it again, but will FaZe allow them? Will FaZe make those same mistakes? Force up fully, Gambit have just thrown their money round after round into this game. Is it to any avail?
They're giving it all they've got, you know, you got to give them respect for that. But every time Gambit have found an answer, the response from FaZe is immediate. And these little one and done rounds, they've left Gambit on the back foot in a big way. Back at it again with the banana regression, but not hanging around. FaZe, they don't mind doing this, right? They wait to see if anyone comes through that smoke. Then they up and leave. This time they might hang about. They re-smoke deep banana. They're looking to fight for this. They're looking to take the real estate away. Force Gambit's hands perhaps into an A play. And that looks to be the case.
Not seen anything on this side of the map in a while, right? It's been those faster B approaches, the Mac 10 rush, the boost up Axel round where he 3Ks. FaZe seem ready. They've already made the read. When have they been wrong? Never before. Brokey opening alongside, and JKS is even here to play with him. Oh my god, knife out. Having a lot of faith. navi gap in the smoke, and JKS can't see it. Barked in at the right time. 45 on the clock.
navi could see through this, but I don't think he knows JKS made it across. Oh, it's so weird now. He does look aware. He is just homed in on this position, and if any point JKS goes for a swing, he's a dead man. Instead, Brokey making first contact, baits them in. JKS tucked in the copy, trapped in a corner, but just won't give them the fight, and now he will. Out with the swing, Brokey's alongside him. They've torn through the ranks of Gambit. 20 seconds, and that infamous S word might get called. Gambit left saving. Trying to take whatever they can with them, up against 14. There's no denying it. FaZe are on a path to victory now.
A clutch teamwork for Brokey, not just getting that first kill, which meant they discounted the corner. navi was the one who wanted to clear it anyway. He never got there in time. And then by the time JKS is screaming for help, Brokey's there to swing with him. It's an instant trade, but it's a trade that wins the round for FaZe Clan. 14-11 now, and the buy after buy after buy has dug the hole for Gambit. The saves haven't helped either. If anything, it only incentivizes spending all your cash. And Gambit have to go deep in the piggy bank if they want to long out this series anymore.
I mean, they're faced with that horrible decision, right? This is either where you hope that the AWP and AK can do something, you focus on investing in the next, or you throw everything in, knowing that if you don't win that round, the odds are this one's gotten away from you, and your run at Katowice ends in the quarterfinals. FaZe, they've got Gambit right where they want them. They're in their heads, they're doubting themselves, they're doubting every move they make. FaZe are the masters.
They do it again.
Gambit's destruction, they're buying up once more. Caution to the wind. Do Gambit have what it takes? Are we living in a FaZe Clan world after all?
This is the stress of the stage right now, the stakes for Gambit. The buy after buy, back again, Hobbit over the boost. Spot something, but no kill found. Gonna set Shiro up instead, maybe can put him on his head. Oh, vice versa, it's Hobbit taking the fight. FaZe, who've gone for banana control round after round, now give it up and go back to a safer setup. Carrigan and JKS both ready with utility at a moment's notice on JKS's contact. This might not be a bad round for Gambit to just pop in, you know, they have been good at clearing the back of the bomb site. JKS calling for the molly at the right time, but that will fade, and there the doors open for Gambit, quickly shut by the bouncer of JKS. Molly's coming in. Gambit, they've used all their util, and they have to make something happen with it. Fast through, Carrigan swings, lots of damage, and Gambit are getting painted up right now. They go over the top, they fall down, the body's dead, and Shiro fires back. Another 2-on-5 for Gambit, another hope in hell, and FaZe not giving them an inch.
Oh, the re-swing on the back of the flash. They want to put it to rest now. They want this over. They want to get to those semi-finals. Carrigan's bowing before the curtains have even closed.
Not done yet. 15-11 on Inferno. FaZe have been here before, but I don't see history repeating itself.
This looks like a truly different beast. You know, a FaZe Clan with very little to lose and everything to gain. That's a dangerous FaZe to run into. And I mean, hell, Carrigan's won events with stand-ins before. This guy, You know, he's the only leader you couldn't put it past to make a team with a standing field in such short notice, filling not one, but 2 positions over the course of this event. He's the only one that can make them look this synergized.
Yeah, just plugging and playing game after game, day after day. I'm sure they were practicing where Rain is in anticipation, but then it has to all swap back in the last second. For karrigan, there is no mountain too high, no ocean too deep. He will cross it. And now the finish line, 1 round away to those semi-finals up against Heroic. Gambit, safe to say, it's a battered bye. It's all it's ever been on Inferno T side.
Yeah, this should be it for Gambit. They're spent. They're coming into this with next to nothing, and they're up against a FaZe with their eyes on the prize. Confidence is just brimming. Hobbit taking a peek into the apartments. Doesn't like what he sees. karrigan getting stuck in on the banana side, and Hellman with this guy at the helm. He's impatient. He wants it over and done with. The bomb's cut loose. It's all falling apart, and FaZe, they are rip-roaring their way to a semi-final right now. 2 kills, all that separate them from it. And they go hunting. They look to send a message. Everybody falls. Gambit, their journey ends here, but this FaZe squad, oh, it's just beginning.
They are just getting started. These guys don't know when to quit. Standing after standing, plug and play, FaZe stand up. And FaZe Clan make it to that semi-finals. Heroic waiting in the wings, quite a threat. No easy target for FaZe, but when has it ever been easy? Celebrations on the stage and commiserations to Gambit. They fought their heart out to be here. They couldn't close it, but they put up a fight at least.
Yeah, they tried everything they could, but in the end, it's not enough. FaZe with a confidence the likes we haven't seen in a hot minute. It is worth getting excited about this team of legends, old and new, making their way to the semi-finals now. It's a feel-good feeling, seeing guys like karrigan back on the stage, Twists as well, the NA Hope, the only one left standing, soldiers forward.
Yeah, for FaZe, the only team still here from the play-in. They had to fight long and hard. Never gave up though, did they? And still one more mountain to climb in Heroic. Gotta give it up. karrigan's got the hat on, and we're throwing over to OJ on the stage.
Cheers, boys. I said beware of a karrigan when he's wearing the hat. That was some rock and roll Counter-Strike right there.
That was an amazing performance. Everything we've been through from all the situations, not meeting up with lineup that we wanted to. But just the performance today from the team, and we all did that for Rain, who's sitting at home.
Well, let's just talk about that quickly. Obviously, you're playing with a changed lineup. It's all been very different. It's changed at the last minute. How are you managing that? How is the team managing that?
Just doing our best. Like the whole thing is just focus on what is in front of us and just letting Justin feel comfortable, and that's what we're doing. And I think you can see that in performance today. We had a little time to talk yesterday when we found out that he might have to play. So yeah, I'm just proud of the team and the mentality, everything we've been through. It's just amazing. And then in front of this crowd, and also huge shout out to Gambit. At that time will come, they're a really great team.
Talking about being back on the stage, you've been here numerous times. You've been on other stages numerous times. What's it like being back here in Katowice in front of this crowd?
I mean, it's special. It's one of those big arenas together with Cologne. That was one of the first ones.
Ух, блядь.
FaZe Force